Good morning, everybody. Brock and Salk show here on Seattle Sports on 710, seattlesports.com, Seattle Sports app, podcast platforms, YouTube, 97.3, HD2, all good ways to find the show. I mentioned the app. Today's, it's already Tuesday, so if you want to leave us messages for Here's the Thing, make sure you do. Really, by after the show tomorrow is best because Moore's got to take some time to put all that stuff into the system and, make sure you guys aren't saying things that are inappropriate on there. So Moore works hard. So to help her out, please. She and I were over at football practice yesterday watching the Seahawks together, and we'll have some takeaways from that coming up a little bit later on the show, I promise. Actually, kind of a nice football day today with Nick Emmanwori going to join us right at 7 o'clock as Brock gets here, so that should be cool. He had a pick six yesterday, one of many nice plays by the defense. It was kind of a rough day for the offense yesterday. I don't know if that's like a sign of things to come or if it was just, a good day for the defense and a bad day for the offense. I don't know. We'll probably dig in a little deeper, but the quarterbacks were not good yesterday. Now, I know everyone says they've been really good, but as soon as I went to practice, I saw the same thing I saw earlier, which is that the quarterbacks really struggled. Well, it's not what do you want me to say? You were there. They were bad yesterday.
Yeah, because you were looking at me like, you told me they've been good. I'm like, yeah, they have. I don't know what to tell you. I do feel like historically, I remember the first day in pads usually being a win for the defense.
As it should be. Yeah, I'm not panicking over it, but I'm telling you what I saw.
Yeah, it was... Because I think we kept expecting first day in pads to see kind of one of those hits where you hear the pop or something. And honestly, the quarterbacks weren't really even pushing it downfield enough for like the DBs to get
pushing it downfield. Sam Darnold couldn't get them to snap the ball while it was rough. He came out and had couldn't break the huddle, couldn't get off on time, and then nothing there, throw it away. And then we had one, Drew Lock fumbled, and then there was Jalen Milroe throwing one to Brady Henderson on the sidelines. It was a little rough yesterday for the quarterback. So, I'm not going to read too much into it. I'm just telling you what I saw. If you'd been there yesterday, you'd have said the same thing. Yikes. But hopefully that's just one bad day for the quarterbacks, and they bounce back, and the defenses look good, and we saw the one-on-one pass rush drill, and we'll have lots to report back a little bit later in the show on all of that. It was a beautiful day, and great to be down there, and great to see, the fans getting excited and the team doing their thing. It was fun. It was fun. I'm glad I went. Sitting in traffic on 405 was horrible and everything else. But beyond that, I don't know how you live over there, Lyle. The east side, the traffic on the east side is just horrendous.
I'm laughing because the last time we were all talking, you, Brock, Maura, and I, Brock was talking about how traffic can be awful on the east side, and I was agreeing with them, and you're like, there's no traffic in Seattle.
In Seattle, right? I don't have a problem in Seattle. Well, I venture across the lake, and I'm like, what is going on over here?
No, but this is like your airport take. You're like, as long as it didn't happen to me, then it doesn't exist.
That's exactly
no matter what other people tell me.
Yes, exactly.
It's happening to you again. You had the airport thing happen. Now you're having the east side traffic thing happen.
I know there's traffic on the east side. I know 405 is awful. It's why I avoid it for most of my life. The only reason I ever go on 405 is just to get to Seahawks practice. That's it. I have no other cause to go over there. No, I keep to myself. I stay here in Seattle. I don't need to go over there. There's too much traffic.
The greater Seattle area has
well, yeah, I'm sure it does, but not in my life. Yeah, and I'm sure the quarterbacks have looked great, but not in my life. Not what I've seen so far in a couple of practices since I've been over there. There've been a couple of rough ones. So anyway, I'm again not actually panicking, but it was a rough scene over there. As for the Mariners, nice win for them last night. Seriously, that's a good day for the Mariners. They win, everybody else loses. Kind of a simple game last night, right? Get good pitching, couple of timely hits. Josh Naylor hits a home run, which was awesome. But it will forever be known as Ben Williamson Day yesterday, as he just play after play after play, and not surprisingly, there are a lot of texts here, as I would have expected as soon as we got in, saying, Ben Williamson, 9 defensive runs saved. Don't trade him unless this and that. It goes on and on and on. Here's the thing about Ben Williamson and the great defense at third base. It is awesome. And when it shows up, it's really spectacular. I mean, he made, 3 standout plays last night, 2 of which were superlative plays that changed the game, right? I mean, you can look at defensive runs saved as a stat in general because that's more of a catch-all. But like actual in-the-moment plays that specifically changed the game. He made 2 of them last night. I mean, there was a nice diving catch early on Rooker, but the play he made, falling backwards at third base to get the runner at second, I don't know how many third basemen make that play. And the one, it was incredible. And then the one he made later on Rooker in the 8th and beat the guy to the bag with the bases loaded, that saves the game. You're going to lose the game probably if that ball goes through, right? That at least scores 2 runs to tie it, probably 3, depending on how far, into the corner it gets. And instead, he makes a tremendous diving play, gets over to the bag. I don't know if that play was as hard as the other one he made, but he made it, and he made it in a huge spot, and that's enormous. Here's the difference, though, and this is why I don't know that anybody's going to stop talking about the need for a third baseman. Great defense is awesome, but it requires the other team to hit you the ball in order for it to show up. It was cool that it all showed up together last night, and I'm not knocking it. Look, nobody was higher on Ben Williamson this year than me. I was the one sitting here at spring training saying I can't wait to see this guy, and I think he'll be the first one called up. Like, I'm with you guys. Ben Williamson long term, I like it. But if you're trying to make the playoffs this year, and you're trying to go deep in the playoffs this year, you can't tell me you wouldn't prefer to have Eugenio Suarez's hitting and overall package compared to Ben Williamson's. That doesn't make sense, right?
Oh, you'd be surprised how many people want
Well, I'm sure people will say that.
Gino.
And look, that's actually one of the things I like about a trade for Gino or even Willie Castro. It's not a long-term bet. You're not saying, hey, this is my new third baseman for the future. You're saying very specifically, like, hey, right now for 2 months, we want to add a bat that's going to truly help us. And that doesn't mean, but by the way, Ben Williamson probably sticks on the team in that scenario. Yeah, I don't know whether Dylan Moore is going to be around too much longer, although I did get this trade from the 406 that made me laugh this morning. Hey, with Dylan Moore being on the trade block, do you think the Braves would do Acuna for Moore? Yeah, it seems possible. He's 2 for 75 or whatever. Yeah, it's possible. What is the actual number now at this point? Because I mean, it's too bad. The poor guy just missed a home run last night. It would have been so nice for him, for his confidence, just to kind of change the story. Dylan Moore's a nice guy by all accounts. He's done really nice things for the Mariners over the years, but it's going to end with him going like 2 for 75. It's sad. Do you know the number?
Let me try and look. I was just going to say, like, yeah, Bill Williamson's a nice player, but there are upgrades you can make on that side of the ball offensively. I mean, he's running out a 60% ground ball rate.
Yeah. Look, the hitting just isn't there. And it was nice last night after, and I'll play you the sound here and need to know, after his president of baseball operations essentially said, we'd like to get somebody better. By the way, fine for me to say, I'm the idiot here on the radio. I was surprised to hear it come from somebody inside the organization. And if I were Ben Williamson, I don't know how happy I would be to hear that. I'll play you the sound here in a couple minutes. But, he goes out and responded 2 for 3, hits a double, factors into the offense yesterday. And then obviously the defense is incredible. But if you've got an opportunity, to upgrade that spot offensively in such a way, and it's not like Gino's a bad defensive third baseman. We've seen it. And get him back together with Perry, he'll be fine. I still think that's a move that anybody in baseball would gladly make.
All right, he is 2 for his last 58, Dylan Moore, since May the 28th.
2 for 58. I mean, like, I almost don't know what to say about that. I've never heard of that number in baseball. 2 for 58. And he's kind of gotten like, hey, we'll put you in good situations. We'll put you in against left. Like, they've done everything to make it easy for him.
He's got I can't even believe I'm reading this, 52.5% strikeout rate in the last 2 months.
Oh, my God. What is that?
That's a negative 40 WRC plus.
Yeah, I mean that's tough, but he's available for a trade. He's available in a trade, just for the right deal. Only in the right deal, the Mariners are willing to make him available right now. I feel bad. He doesn't deserve this. He's been he's done good things for this team. He's been he's served the Mariners very well over the years in his own way, but this is about as bad as it gets. And he's probably not going to be here in a couple of days because assuming they make some other deal, Ben Williamson can capably play second and third and kind of do a lot of the other things that Dylan Moore does. So good for him last night. Awesome game. I am still a little surprised to hear what we heard yesterday, and I'll play you that sound next. It's Brock and Salk, Seattle Sports on 710, seattlesports.com.
Seahawks training camp is underway.
That is music to yours.
And nobody gives you more insider access than the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Coach McDonald sitting down with us right now. This thing on and ready for you.
Watch how the Seahawks roster comes together.
Seattle Sports training camp coverage is presented by the Landing in Renton.
Seahawks training camp on Seattle Sports on 710, the Seattle Sports app, and the Seattle Sports YouTube page.
Feeling the heat? Cool off with Home Comfort Alliance. It's the final days of the warehouse clearance sale with savings up to 25% on brand new 2024 heat pumps and ACs while supplies last. And PSC customers, listen up. Add AeroSeal duct sealing for as little as $99. That's over $2,000 in savings. For heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs, trust Home Comfort Alliance. Go to homecomfortalliance.com and tell them John Curley sent you.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-266-3845. Again, that's 800-266-3845. 800-266-3845.
I'm Matt Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Your car steering wheel could be a ticking time bomb. At least 24 people have died and many more injured because their airbags fired shrapnel at them upon inflating. Tens of millions of cars have been recalled. If you suffered cuts that required stitches, hearing or vision loss, or broken bones, please contact us today. You could be owed money for medical bills and other damages.
Morgan & Morgan. Visit us at badairbags.com for an office near you. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
A SoFi personal loan is here to help you achieve something once thought impossible: overcoming high-interest credit card debt. Walk the tightrope of your finances with one low, fixed-rate monthly payment, no fees required, and as soon as the same-day funding. That's right. Pull off your own debt-defying stunt with a SoFi personal loan. Visit SoFi.com/trick to learn more. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify.
The home of the Mariners.
Left off to center. It is on its way. Julio, 2-run home run.
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
It's the World Fighting Championships at Emerald Queen Casino Event Center, Saturday night, October 25th. Experience the thrill and excitement of high-energy mixed martial arts. Tickets at emeraldqueen.com. Don't miss this amazing professional mixed martial arts event, the World Fighting Championships, October 25th at Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. 21 and older, need gambling help? Call 800-547-6133 or visit emeraldqueen.com.
It's time for your summer road trip service at Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton. Before you hit the road, stop by and get your vehicle road trip ready with their incredible service departments, no appointment necessary. Now through July 31st, you can receive $100 off when purchasing 4 eligible tires. Whether you're in the north or the south, their expert technicians have you covered. Visit Toyota of Renton and Toyota of Kirkland today for your summer road trip service and drive into adventure with confidence. Offers valid through July 31st, 2025. Restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
10-time MLB All-Star, 10-time Gold Glove Award winner, MLB single-season hit leader, a one-of-a-kind player.
And there it is. He's the new all-time hit king in Major League history, number 258.
Head to T-Mobile Park in August as the Mariners celebrate Ichiro's induction into the National Baseball Hall of Fame. The festivities kick off with a 3-day Ichiro Hall of Fame Funko Pop giveaway, Tuesday, August 5th through Thursday, August 7th. On Friday, August 8th, arrive early to score a 2004 Ichiro jersey like the one he wore when he broke the MLB single-season hit record. Saturday, August 9th will feature Ichiro's pregame number retirement ceremony, and the first 20,000 fans on Sunday the 10th will take home a replica of his Cooperstown plaque. It's going to be legendary.
Oh, that tremendous throw by Ichiro. He threw something out of Star Wars.
Get your tickets at mariners.com/Ichiro.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
Yeah, Mariners take game 1 in Sacramento last night thanks to what might always be known henceforth as the Ben Williamson game. Had himself quite a night. 2 for 3 at the plate with a double and a run scored, but the real story, of course, was his defense.
Here's the pitch of the way, swinging a ground ball to third. Diving stop by Williamson. Gets to the bag at third for the force on Rooker coming down the line. And Ben Williamson saves the day again. His second spectacular play. He takes a double away from Soderstrom and turns it into an out, and the Athletics leave the bases loaded. What a night for Ben Williamson.
Yeah, he added a double play that he started in the 9th as well. He was just awesome defensively. And again, contributing with the bat as well. Afterwards, his manager pretty happy.
I don't know how he got anything on that throw, that he backhanded, and that was just an incredible play. And credit Polo on the other end, I think, for giving the stretch. But it's, he just continues to play such good defense down there, and that's tough to do. When you play that hot corner, you're going to get a lot of chances that are tough, and he gets them, and it seems like every time he's able to turn them around and just do the job and do it well.
Yeah, he certainly did that last night. Really, really nice, and I'll play some sound about him here in just a moment or two. You know what else was cool last night? Josh Naylor going yard. I was happy about it. He did not look particularly pleased. He looked angry that he had just hit a home run.
And Josh Naylor leads it off with a swing and a drive. Deep to right field. Going, and goodbye baseball. Over the bullpen and right onto the berm. Josh Naylor with his first home run in a Mariners uniform gives the Mariners a 1-0 lead here in the top half of the second.
He got the trident in the dugout and was like, I don't even want this thing. Get this away from me. He is one angry looking dude. I love it. I am all in on Josh Naylor and the disgust he has for pitches that have been thrown to him. I love it. He's fascinating. I'm going to keep watching this guy. Luis Castillo goes 7, gives up just a run. By the way, you look up, it's August. Luis has 8 wins, an ERA just over 3, just kind of doing his Luis Castillo thing. And then, Astros lose for the 5th time in a row. They are in a free fall. Rangers lose, Red Sox lose, Rays win. But Mariners now just 3 back in the division. Half a game up for the second wild card as you see these numbers change rapidly. They'll be back at it tonight in Sacramento. Logan Evans going against Luis Severino.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
Yeah, T-minus 2 days before the deadline to make any trades in baseball. The Mariners still do have work to do. We know they're willing to be very aggressive. They say they want to go after a leverage arm. Don't blame them. But Jerry Dipoto, a little surprising, telling Jim Bowden yesterday that would not prevent him from doing more.
You know, I talked to Jerry Dipoto, the president of the Seattle Mariners, yesterday, and, you know, I asked him if he was done after making his great trade for Josh Naylor, and he said no. I mean, I'm going all in. I'm there. I'm going. And he's got his owner is willing to spend money at this deadline. He has a farm system that's literally loaded. There's no reason why he shouldn't finish the job. And as a former major league reliever himself, that's his priority. That being said, I asked him if he was still in on Suarez, expecting a no, and he said, if I can add impact at third base, I'll do that too. So I think Seattle is going to be very, very fascinating here over the next couple of days here.
I mean, I'm hoping that he actually said, if I can add impact, I will. But being so specific about third base while Ben Williamson's playing every day, that is surprising to me. Unfortunately, Suarez hit in the hand with a pitch last night. Had to exit the game. Hopefully he'll be okay because the market is counting on him. That's for sure. X-ray's negative, but I guess Arizona's going to put him through some additional tests today to ensure he's completely healthy. Told reporters after the game last night that he plans to come back as quickly as he can, so hopefully that is quickly. You can take Emmanuel Clase off the trade market. He's not going anywhere. Guardians closer put on leave pending the results of a gambling investigation. I mean, that's 2 for that organization. Very curious to see what turns up there. And then the Brewers made a small move yesterday. They acquire catcher Danny Jansen.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Yeah, pretty uneventful first day of padded practice for the Seahawks. Defense, I think, looked well ahead of where the offense was. Probably the best play of the day was a defensive play. It was Nick Emmanwori, who's going to join us at 7 o'clock, coming up with the INT, pick 6 on Jalen Milroe.
It was a great play. Wish he put the ball away when he caught it. But, yeah, I was asking him, like, hey, man, like, you having fun out here or what? Like, great atmosphere, competing. We're asking a lot out of him. He's playing hard, learning a lot, but good to see him make a play.
Yeah, that is good, and I love how McDonald's never happy about anything. He and Josh Naylor can talk to each other. Yeah, it was good. Good to see them in pads. Cooper Kupp kind of remembering what that was like as a kid.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the same thing since the beginning of time. Since Pop Warner football, like, you do the first few days without pads on, and it's always the first day with pads. Always gets, it's like the butterflies are just a little bit more, the energy's just a little bit higher. So, that doesn't change. It's the same thing it was back when I was 9 years old as it is 9 years in the league.
You can add one more new name to the guard market. I plan to ask Brock about this one. Will Hernandez, you're probably familiar with the name. Used to be with the Giants and the Cardinals. He had an ACL last year, but says he's fully healthy now, ready to return. He's only 29 years old, and I think you could still make a pretty strong argument the Seahawks could use another guard. That is everything you need to know. 1:15 every hour here on the Brock and Salk Show. 360, Suarez is slumping. Do we want a month of bad Geno or heating up Williamson? Well, I don't know about the Williamson part. I do think it's a fair question about Geno. That, to me, is a much better. Like, do you want to make a big trade for 2 months of a guy that swings so wildly from up to down and back again? It's a fair question. You could trade quite a bit and then get a Geno Suarez who goes ice cold for 2 months, and you don't get the power, but you do get the strikeouts. Could absolutely happen. Yes, absolutely. That is a completely fair question. It's one of the reasons Castro has come up to me, for me as an option as well. Just a little bit more consistency. League average bat. Yeah, I do think Williamson made a nice, strong case for himself last night, and maybe that gives the Mariners a little bit more leverage to not have to do something. But let's be clear, that 60-point swing in OPS plus or WRC plus or whatever stat you like best, that's pretty tough to ignore. All right, Nick Emmanwori going to join us today. Jeff Passan going to join us at 8:30. Brock will be in a half hour. Want to make sure we get you guys fully up to date. Brady Henderson next on Brock and Salk.
Lyman and Bob, afternoons 2 to 7.
I was always a guy that, like, if I could get an interception, man. How many did you have in your career? 3. How many should you have had? If you, as you put it, if you didn't have frying pan hands.
Yeah, I would say probably double that. When I was in high school, I played in a state championship game. I had 2 interceptions in one game, and I was like, that was my favorite game. I just loved that.
Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton, afternoons 2 to 7 on Seattle Sports, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
When the heat's an 11,
cool AC would be heaven.
Dayandnight.net. Some AC you'll be loving
when your house is an oven.
Dayandnight.net.
Northwest summers are beautiful, but there's always a long, hot stretch that makes everyone say, man, AC sure would be nice. Well, except for that one annoying friend who won't stop talking about how great his AC is. Hi, I'm Bruce with Day and Night Plumbing and Heating. Don't sweat through another summer. Have Day and Night keep your house cool and comfortable by installing a high-efficiency AC or heat pump. Or if you have an existing system, we'll come and service it. Make sure it's running efficiently and ready to cool when you need it.
when the summer is cooking.
We're the place to be looking.
Dayandnight.net.
Stay cool this summer with Day and Night. Call now to get 10% off an air conditioner or heat pump. Plus, no payments or interest for a year OAC. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
Dayandnight.net.
Why'd I go to the doctor? One day at the firehouse, I was so lightheaded I could barely stand. Even my crew noticed. Getting checked out was the right call. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit NoTimeToWait.com, sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Lowe's knows big savings make a big difference, especially when you're shopping for appliances. Hurry in to get up to 30% off select major appliances. Plus, My Lowe's Rewards members get free delivery, free haul away, free installation and parts on purchases of $2,500 or more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 7/30. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Price, delivery time, and vehicle availability may vary based on order size and location. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com/delivery for more details.
Progressive knows RV owners like to travel at a nice, relaxing pace. Just like this commercial. They're not rushing to a departure gate at the airport because they depart from their driveway. And they can relax even more knowing they're protected by Progressive. Now here comes the fast part. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
You've seen the headlines, heard the debates.
The three-point ball has created a monotonous rhythm to the game, and others...
Has the three-pointer ruined basketball? And how did we get here?
The rise of the three-point shot can be partially traced to an eccentric Kansas genius named Martin Manley,
whose story didn't turn out quite the way he imagined.
I decided I wanted to have one of the most organized goodbyes in history.
30 for 30 podcast presents
Chasing Basketball Heaven.
Available now, wherever you get your podcasts.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
The home of the Mariners.
One hopper snared at short. On a quick hop by J.P. Crawford. That guy's a magician over there at shortstop.
Seattle Sports.
Download the Seattle Sports app.
When you own a business, it feels like everything's on you. Orders, deliveries, employees, on you. That's why Comcast Business is giving you a year of mobile on us with your internet service. Really? Yep. We'll cover your first line of mobile for 1 year. So calling customers, getting directions, texting Janine and shipping, on us. The broken coffee maker? That one's still on you. Which means you'll save hundreds for your business. And get the fastest mobile service with 5G cellular and Wi-Fi hotspots. On us. But hurry, this deal won't last long. Get a mobile plan and free up the budget to maybe, I don't know, fix that coffee maker? Get mobile on us for 1 year. You guessed it. On us. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 9/22/25. Restrictions apply. New mobile customers only with internet standard service or above. Limited to value of one unlimited interline apply via 12 monthly internet bill credits. One discount per account. Fastest mobile based on mobile Wi-Fi and cellular data in service areas. Ookla Speed Test Intelligence 2H24.
The LJ way is the Lee Johnson Auto Family.
Hello. Welcome to Lee Johnson Auto Family. This is King. This organization's a special one. They call it the Lee Johnson Auto Family, and it's not just a name, it's not just some cliche. They foster an environment for us to become a family, to work together, to really become close, and they show us in a lot of different ways that they do value us. Is it perfect? No place is. But I've been very thankful to be here in the almost 10 years and have every plan to stay here for a lot longer and just watch it continue to grow.
He's fun and professional, which explains why so many people visiting Lee Johnson Kia ask for him by name. The LJ way is the Lee Johnson Auto Family.
Brock and Salk's Rewind is presented by Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Good morning to you, Brady Henderson. How we doing?
Hello, Michael Salk. I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. You on the boat this morning? Where do we find you?
I'm not. I'm at my girlfriend's place.
Oh, yeah, all right.
South.
And then we got training camp today. I mean, we got day one of pads. Are we ready to watch a little one-on-one pass rush drill? What do we think?
Well, yes, I'm definitely ready. Although, interestingly, they have been doing the one-on-one pass rush drill the last couple practices, even though they weren't in pads. It seems like for the longest time they would only start doing that when they had the pads on, and so. But they have been doing that. It obviously gets different when the pads come on, and that is, as you know, and as Brock knows, that is the number one drill you got to watch, just because that is where you really get a sense of, how the offensive linemen are looking, how the pass rushers are looking, and it really, just because of the nature of the drill, that's where you tend to see a lot of fireworks. And even, without pads on the last few days, there was not fights by any means, but there were some guys who kind of got in each other's faces afterwards. And so I'll tell you, that last practice, or maybe it was Thursday, I'm sorry, their third practice, that was about as intense of a practice as you can have without being in pads. And so, I'm looking forward to seeing what that intensity looks like now that the pads are going to be on.
Anybody jump out as you were watching those drills?
Watching the drills, no, I wouldn't say anybody really was like consistently dominant. Charles Cross looks like Charles Cross. Derek Hall had a good one, although I can't remember who it was, but one guy got the better of Derek Hall, and then he got the better of him. So you see a lot of that. Guys will go, back-to-back reps, and, especially if they lose that first one, they'll be motivated to win that second one. And so, but nobody has really stood out, but I think that is something that, you will see now that the pads are on is, some guys are going to separate themselves.
It's been almost a week, not quite a week worth of practices, but you've had an opportunity to kind of sit and watch this team. Do you feel better about them and their prospects this year after being around and watching them? Or do you find yourself more concerned than you had been throughout the offseason?
I wish I had a very radio-friendly answer for you, Mike, but it is just that there's no pads on, and they're not really playing football, and so I wouldn't say that anything that I've seen really swayed my opinion one way or another about the state of the team. I think it's more, you just kind of tend to notice more individual players. And, Elijah Arroyo, I guess in the sense that there are some individual players who look like they're ready to, young players that look like they're ready to step in and fill roles. And I guess to whatever extent that you can really put stock into that, I guess that does in some ways, encourage optimism about the offense. But again, this is the time of the year that is the kind of setting that pass catchers like Elijah Arroyo and Torrey Horton are it's built for them to stand out because they're not getting hit. Defenders are not really making plays on the ball. I do think that you can find some encouragement, though, just in the fact that Elijah Arroyo really looks the part, and he looks like he has the ability to be what Noah Fant was supposed to be. Noah Fant had 4.5 speed and, was 250 whatever pounds, but in 3 years, I don't know if I ever saw him run away from somebody more than one time or, break very many tackles. And Elijah Arroyo he looks like he can be what Noah Fant was supposed to be. And I think it's also encouraging for them that Torrey Horton is, he's making catches and he's making plays, but just the fact that he's out there, I think, is a good sign, just given, where he was in the spring, kind of being limited, coming off the leg injury that ended his final college season. And so Torrey Horton is going to make the team. I think he's going to be their primary punt returner, and he might be their fourth receiver.
It's funny. I asked Bump earlier today for Blue 88 which player would be this year's fan favorite in preseason who, makes a bunch of plays. And what was the guy's name a few years ago? Pope, Tremaine Pope, right? The guy
Tremaine
who
Pope,
the guy who dominates in preseason, then everybody thinks he's going to be a star. And he pointed to Jake Bobo just because he's always a fan favorite, and I think it's a great answer. But I wonder if Torrey Horton is a guy who could end up being in that category as well.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, what Bobo had going for him was the underdog, sort of storyline, and he still is. By the way, when you go out to training camp, every time Bobo catches a pass, when there's fans there, people go crazy, and he's become a pretty recognizable guy on that team. And, I think that, I agree with what Brock has said, that I think it doesn't seem to me quite like a lock to make the roster. And so, if they keep 5, I think he could be battling for that 5th spot. Horton, I don't know. Horton doesn't quite have the same underdog story. But I think he is going to be one of those guys who makes plays just because he's fast and he's sure-handed. And, you're going to see him on punt return. And so, he's not quite, the undrafted guy coming out of nowhere, but, because he is a 5th round pick, but, he's still a late round guy who, again, I think he's going to have a somewhat significant role on this team as a rookie.
Hey, Brady, why did they cut Noah Fant? I mean, besides the part that I've kind of complained about, which is that I don't think he was all that good, did they need the money for something? I mean, why cut him?
Yeah, I think Brock has hit the nail on the head with this. It's that it is not really cap space related because they're doing okay, cap space wise. I don't think they needed the whatever $8.5 million of cap space that they saved by cutting him to do anything that they want to do. I think it's more about the cash, because he was owed $9 million in cash this season, and when you start talking about the types of big extensions that could be on the horizon for them. Even when you sign a player to an extension, you can push out the cap charges, so you can keep the first year cap hit low, but you still need to pay that guy a lot of cash up front. So it sort of works in opposite ways. A lot of the cash is paid up front, whereas the cap hits are kind of deferred. So they could certainly use that $9 million. Maybe if they extend Kobe Bryant, maybe if they eventually get going on an extension for Charles Cross, which I asked him a couple days ago if he and the team have started negotiating, and he said no, not yet, but I would imagine that's going to start happening at some point. So you do need the cash, and I really think that one of the concerns of theirs is that if there's a guy who was sort of on their roster bubble for whatever reasons, and he's set to make a lot of money, I think it's John Schneider's worst nightmare that guy ends up getting hurt, and he gets hurt so bad that he has to go on IR, and you end up, paying $9 million for a guy to be on IR who, for whatever reason, may not have been on the team in the first place. And so they've gotten, burned by that in the past. And I think that's why I imagine they tried to trade Noah Fant, and they went all the way up until, a couple of days before the start of training camp before realizing there wasn't not enough of a trade market for him. And again, they just didn't want to risk him getting hurt to the degree that they would have been on the hook for somebody who, they may not have kept anyways.
So let's talk through some of those extension possibilities. Excuse me. Obviously, the biggest name there is Charles Cross. When, what is that worth? How does that get done? Do you think it does get done, first of all?
Well, the interesting thing about Cross is, remember, he's in a little bit different situation than someone like Kobe Bryant or Boye Mafe or anybody else from that 2022 draft class, because he has 2 years left on his deal. Remember, he's got the 4th year of his rookie contract that he's entering right now, and then he's got the 5th year because the Seahawks picked up the 5th-year option. So I don't know if he maybe has as much leverage as the guy going into the last year of his deal would be, just because the Seahawks know that, okay, if there's not a deal, if there's not, if they can't agree on a price that they're liking, well, they still could wait another year. The obvious flip side of that is the longer you wait, typically the more expensive it gets. So I thought it was interesting that, when I asked Cross about that, he said that they have not started negotiating an extension. Typically for deals like this, that kind of starts the ball gets rolling in the spring, and then, maybe you start exchanging offers before training camp, and a lot of times those get done, early in training camp. But obviously that didn't happen, and he said that they haven't even started yet. I imagine that the ball has to some degree started rolling. But, I do think that the fact that you saw Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson both come in at $30 million in new money, I kind of feel like that's maybe what Cross is going to ask for, just because I realize those guys play different positions, but they are fellow, early first-round picks from that same draft class who also play premium positions. And so I wonder if their side is going to view that as kind of the baseline. And when we say $30 million, that's $30 million in new money. So let's just say, for the sake of throwing out a hypothetical deal, that, he wants a 4-year, $120 million extension. Remember, that would be added on to the 2 years and whatever, $21 million that he's on the books for right now. So it's not like they would be paying him $30 million a year. They'd be paying him whatever it is, 6 years and 141 or whatever. I'm not saying he's going to get $30 million in new money. I just think, just given what Wilson and Gardner just got, I wonder if that's what he could be looking for.
And then you mentioned Kobe Bryant. You think a deal maybe gets done there?
I think there's a good chance. And he's maybe a guy who wasn't on everybody's radar as like the top extension candidate, just because, they obviously drafted Nick Emmanwori in the 2nd round. But yeah, I do think there's a good chance something gets done there. Not going to be a massive deal. If I had to guess, I'm going to guess somewhere around like 3 years, and we'll call it $24 million, something like that. So, a shorter term deal that gets him in below Julian Love, who I think is making $11 million a year, but still obviously gives him a nice pay raise. And it would be sort of a case of them kind of buying low on a guy who they feel like has a chance to pop. And remember, he was only a starter. Obviously he played nickelback early in his career, but remember, he only entered the starting lineup in, week 7 of last year. And so maybe not a guy who's in position to command a lot of money right now, but if you wait and try to, sign him as a free agent, next March, well, just sort of given the trajectory of where his career is going, I think they feel like, it might be a lot more expensive, 7-8 months from now.
Well, just interesting to hear you talk about the possibility of extending Kobe Bryant, but not hearing the same thing about Boye Mafe, who really has been, a starter for or a significant contributor for most of his time on the team.
Yeah, and I don't know that I'm not suggesting that they're not. I feel better about just based on kind of my read on the situation. I feel more confident in saying that I think there's a chance that they do Kobe Bryant. I mean, they very well could be negotiating with Kobe Bryant, with Boye Mafe as we speak. I just don't feel as confident about that. I mean, and yeah, for all the reasons you mentioned, good, young, productive player. I do think that the true core guys are Cross, JSN, and Devin Witherspoon, and obviously it might be a situation where you've got to pay all 3 of those guys next offseason if you don't get Cross done this offseason. But I think Boye, I think he would fall kind of into that next category of guys that, good, ascending player. He's maybe not as young as other guys who are entering their 4th season, just because he was a year or 2 older coming out of Minnesota. But I think he's a guy that, just knowing, again, kind of the same thing with Bryant, like knowing if an edge rusher pops in his 4th year, well, all of a sudden that's $20+ million easily. So maybe this is another situation where you could get a guy a lot cheaper than what he might be if he has another strong season.
More likely to pop this year, Boye or Derek Hall?
Boy, I've seen some good things from Derek Hall, and I think it's interesting that that DeMarcus Lawrence has really seemed to taken like a liking to him. And, we heard, I think it was, who was it? Jaron Reed maybe say that, he kind of described them as kindred spirits. And I asked him, what he means by that. He said, they're sort of the same player. And I said, what do you mean? He goes, they're both crazy as hell. They both kind of play with that dog mentality, like hair on fire, just frenetic style of play. And, I'll tell you set a little scene from the last couple minutes of practice a few days ago. So it's the final period of practice. The starters are on the sideline, just sort of watching the end of practice while the second or third team is in there. And DeMarcus Lawrence kind of pulls Derek Hall off to the side. And those guys spend the final 5 or 6 minutes of practice just working on pass rush moves. And it's very hands-on. Like DeMarcus Lawrence is telling Derek Hall exactly where his hand should be on this given move. And so that is, one of the benefits of having a guy in, his 12th season. Obviously, they feel like on the field, he's going to be an upgrade over Draymond Jones because even if he isn't as big, he's a more physical edge defender. But there is also that benefit of a guy who has been in the league so long that he can really help out some of the younger players. And it seems like that is happening specifically with Derek Hall. And so Derek Hall obviously showed a lot last season with an 8-sack year, but just with another year under his belt and a pretty accomplished veteran in his corner, I think that I think he's going to be a player to watch this season.
What about so they lose Chenna again, and that seems to have been kind of a theme of the last couple of years. This we know it's going to go into the season. Who knows what happens beyond that? Is there the possibility of a Chenna replacement out there? And obviously I would like it to be Trey Hendrickson, but if it's not him, is there a lower level version, somebody they can go get that would fill some of that role?
Yeah, I think Brock has mentioned the name Jadeveon Clowney, which makes a lot of sense, just because obviously the organization knows him, McDonald knows him, I think he was in Baltimore a couple years ago. So there is some obvious familiarity there. Maybe there's another, guy out there who's available via trade who's not happy with his contract. I just haven't gotten the sense that Trey Hendrickson, and look, we talked about this on the golf course, why it would make a lot of sense to us. I just think, the big issue, and they've pulled this off a number of times, John Schneider has, but the big issue with guys in Trey Hendrickson's situation is it has to be so bad. The situation has to be so bad with his current team that he is willing to accept a situation where he goes to another team and he knows he's not going to get paid. I mean, Trey Hendrickson is in this position with the Bengals because he wants a new deal. And the Seahawks organizational, philosophy has been that they're not going to acquire a guy via trade and pay him right away. They got burned with Percy Harvin doing that, and they haven't done that since then. So all the guys that they've traded for, whether it's Leonard Williams or Jamal Adams, they never even paid Clowney or Sheldon Richardson, but Dwayne Brown had to wait to get a deal. They don't trade for a guy and pay him right away. So I think with Trey Hendrickson, it would have to get so bad in Cincinnati that he'd be willing to come to Seattle and not get paid right away. And it sounds like there is some movement there. It sounds like the two sides are talking. And so, it's amazing that they've pulled it off as many times as they have, because it just takes the situation with the other team being so bad.
Well, they should try to pull it off again. And I get that I understand they got burned by Percy Harvin. They don't want to get burned that way again. That makes sense. I mean, even after waiting on Jamal Adams, they still got burned. Right? I mean, that happens. Sometimes you make bad deals, and I think that's been one of John's strengths is putting them behind him and saying, all right, that was a bad deal that happens to every GM. How do I move forward? Yeah, I don't think that should be a detriment. And as we saw with Dwayne Brown and others, they were willing to continue to play out the rest of that deal once they were in a new place, because it is a new place and it gives them a fresh start and it clears the air, and you don't have some of the acrimony that starts to exist between a frustrated player and a team.
Yeah. And, it does sound like, again, it sort of may be something of a moot point because, I remember talking to our Bengals reporter, Ben Baby, who covers the team for ESPN, and a month or so ago, he thought that a deal would eventually get done and that a lot of this was just the kind of stalemate posturing that you see. And then, when it came down to it, that they would eventually get a deal done. So, I mean, look, that defense in Cincinnati was terrible last year, and it got their coordinator fired. And you don't get better by trading away, the edge rusher who's had 17-plus sacks in each of the last 2 seasons. And so I ultimately think that a deal is going to get done there. And, whether I don't know which side has to fold, but I do think a deal is going to get done there. And I'm sure, just knowing everything we know about John Schneider and the way this front office operates, I'm sure that they've looked into it. And, I mean, I just the fact that it hasn't happened yet and that I haven't really gotten the sense that it's likely to happen, I think that just tells me that they just don't feel like it's the right kind of move for them. And again, there are other guys out there who can help them. Certainly not guys coming off 17-plus sack seasons, but they are going to add somebody. I don't think there's any question about that. I just don't get the sense it's going to be Trey Henderson.
All right, last thing here, and then we'll let you go. And Moore and I are both coming over today, so we'll get to see you at practice. Give me one name, one guy that you've just been pleasantly surprised by at practice so far.
Pleasantly surprised. Well, I mentioned Torrey Horton, so I'm going to try to give you another name. I mean, this is not a guy I've necessarily been pleasantly surprised by, but I think you've all got to keep a really close eye on Damian Martinez now, the 7th-round pick from Miami. Just I think he was going to be in a battle with Kenny McIntosh for that number 4 running back spot, and now I think he's very much got the inside track, assuming that it is in fact a torn ACL for Kenny McIntosh, and so. Damian Martinez does a lot of things well. I think the thing that he's best known for is the physicality that he has. And again, that's not something that's really going to show up when they're not in pads, but they're in pads now. So that's one thing I'm looking forward to seeing is how physical is Damian Martinez and how much is he really going to, grab that number 3 running back role now that it's wide open for him.
I think that I'm going to be watching Jalen Milroe as soon as I get there. Our buddy Brian Nemhauser, Hawk Blogger's been very excited about the first couple of days for Milroe. Have you seen the same type of, do you have the same type of excitement?
The thing that I think he's impressed me by is just the operation looks clean. And a lot of times when you get rookie quarterbacks in there, you forget about once the play starts, or forget about like the accuracy or the decision making. It's like a lot of times the play doesn't even get off because it's such a cluster, at the line of scrimmage. And I haven't seen that. He can run the offense, just operation wise. And we really haven't started to, or at least I haven't noticed this. I haven't noticed the sort of. The kind of plays that you imagine they're really going to use him in, right? Like the sort of specialty packages where you really try to take advantage of his legs. Like when he's been in there, he's really been playing quarterback, and it seems like he's just sort of trying to get the base offense down. And I think he's doing an okay job of that. I mean, there hasn't been any moments where I've truly been wowed, but I think when you're talking about a rookie quarterback, you're not necessarily looking to be wowed. You're just looking, okay, can they come in and get the playoff and command the huddle and, get everybody lined up all right. And, yeah, he seems to be doing a fine job of that. And he has made some good throws. They're just, hasn't really been that wow Jalen Milroe moment yet. But I do think that's going to happen when they really start to focus on the kind of plays that they're actually going to be using him in when the regular season starts.
As you're falling asleep last night, I mean, knowing that you had 5 birdies.
Oh, I know.
5
exactly
birdies in the round yesterday. As you're falling asleep last night on your birthday, Brady, how much are you thinking about 2 OBs on 1 hole on 17 and the 8 on the scorecard?
Yeah, that was tough. That was really tough. It was 2 lost balls in the woods. Yeah, I don't think fatigue became a factor. I think just I think what it was. So as you know, I took this trip to the UK, this golf trip last month with 3 buddies, 2 of whom you met yesterday or you played with yesterday. The last round we played was at Carnoustie, of course, where John Vandevelde had that famous meltdown on 18. So yeah. I think it wasn't 18, it was 17. I think I was just kind of channeling John Vandevelde there.
Yeah, well, whatever it was a rough end to a very good round for Brady. Good stuff there, and a whole lot more football and baseball to come today. Jeff Passan, of course, at 8:30. Mariners with a nice win yesterday. We'll get back to them by 7:30. But up next, Seahawks rookie Nick Emmanwori. The rookies are going to be able to talk now. Well, that's exciting. We'll talk to the guy who had a pick six in practice yesterday and sure looks like he's going to be a big part of this defense. That's next on Brock and Salk.
Now batting for the Mariners, first baseman Josh Naylor.
The first contender to make the big move that says, we're all in.
Well, look at the Mariners striking first. How about that?
They did exactly what they needed to do at the deadline.
They do it without giving up a top 10 prospect.
It just kind of felt like, yeah, this is the right fit.
You're now looking at a 1 through 6 in your lineup that's deep. It's legitimate.
We're all over baseball's trade deadline on the home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
It's the World Fighting Championships at Emerald Queen Casino Event Center, Saturday night, October 25th. Experience the thrill and excitement of high-energy mixed martial arts. Tickets at emeraldqueen.com. Don't miss this amazing professional mixed martial arts event, the World Fighting Championships, October 25th at Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. 21 and older, need gambling help? Call 800-547-6133 or visit emeraldqueen.com.
Need a new roof now? With State Roofing and Exteriors, you can get started with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. That's right. Protect your home now and pay later. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today.
Why'd I go to the doctor? One day at the firehouse, I was so lightheaded I could barely stand. Even my crew noticed. Getting checked out was the right call. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit NoTimeToWait.com, sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Aleve can help you deal with pain less throughout your day. Whether it's a long day on your feet, a demanding workout, or everyday aches and pains, you need relief that can keep up when pain persists. Aleve is here for you with longer-lasting body pain relief compared to leading OTC-branded pain relievers. With just one pill, Aleve lasts up to 12 hours. Don't let those aches hold you back from doing what's important to you. Use as directed.
It's back to school season, and Clorox is donating 2 million disinfecting wipes to classrooms across America. Because back to school means things can get a little bit messy. Just ask second grade teacher Mr. Torres.
Put me and just one Clorox wipe on a team? We can take on crayon smudges, sticky fingerprints on every surface, sneezes on the door handle, juice box explosion by the sink, snack crumbs, and don't even get me started on the bathroom passes.
Clorox disinfecting wipes, teacher's #1 wipe.
Think about it. Bathroom passes.
Clean feels good. Based on unit sales data.
I'm attorney Rob Iddens, owner of Warrior Injury Law. We helped Ann, who broke her leg in a trip and fall accident.
I'm just grateful. I wasn't just a name. I was a person.
If you've been injured, call us at 253-WARRIOR. Warrior Injury Law. Battle tested.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 in monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
You ever get decision paralysis, like figuring out what to watch or what to eat? Well, the same applies if you're hiring. It can be overwhelming to have too many candidates to sort through. But with ZipRecruiter, you can proactively find the best ones quickly. How? Through their innovative resume database. ZipRecruiter's resume database uses advanced filtering to quickly hone in on top candidates for your roles. See someone who stands out? You can unlock their contact info instantly. Try it free at ZipRecruiter.com/USL. That's ZipRecruiter.com/USL.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
This hour of the Brock and Salk Show is powered by Star Rentals, preferred supplier to the West's best contractors.
Give me a freaking auto! From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Ewert is my hero.
Jay Buhner just punched me in the kidney.
We're going to accuse you of manager.
Doesn't really work that way, Sherm. This is a show that has my name on it.
It kind of does, though.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Ewert and Mike Salk.
Hello! Good morning, buddy. Nice to have you here today.
Good morning, Michael. Good to be.
Welcome to Ben Williamson Day here across the Great Northwest. It's a big day for Ben. He had quite an evening for himself last night. Nick Emmanwori of the Seahawks going to join us here in just a moment from the Virginia Mason Athletic Center as they continue on with training camp. So we'll talk to Seahawks safety, nickel, linebacker. I don't know exactly what he is.
Do it all.
He kind of does do it all. And he had a nice pick six yesterday on Jalen Milroe, and he's right in the thick of everything. So he's going to join us here in just a minute.
How was it?
How was practice yesterday?
Yeah, how was the smell of the pads?
They didn't, we'll do some takeaways at 8. It didn't feel like the first padded practice. There was not a lot of hitting. There was not a lot of, I don't know. It didn't have that vibe to it.
I felt like Saturday's practice was more intense.
Yeah, that's what everyone said. Like even in shorts, they were a little bit more physical than they felt yesterday.
Yeah, listening to Brady, I think he even said like Thursday, Friday, like all of those days were about as kind of physical as you can. Well, it's different. This is not high school football. We had live scrimmaging. So we're in our meetings Friday night.
They don't do that.
We had little Friday night lights, and coach was like, listen, everyone's live. And he looked right at the quarterbacks. Yeah, you too. All three of you guys are live as well.
They didn't do that. I can assure you that nobody was touching the quarterbacks during this practice.
No. And if you would have said to me, hey, what do you think is going to happen? How do you think this is going to go? I would have said to you the first day of pads. The defense, after not being able to leverage anything in pads, the defense with the inability to hit through all of OTAs and pads, the defense, gets fined in these periods if they are too physical. Guess what? Pads come on, and they're going to have the edge and advantage.
Well,
and
they
sounded
did.
like from McDonald's comments afterwards, with the lack of run game, the lack of anything offensive, the lack of playmaking. That if old Mike McDonald has those days where, how do you feel when your defense gets beat? Yesterday was not one of those days.
I don't even think they got beat for like a completion. I mean, that's an exaggeration, but it was. The offense did not do much. Some of it was obviously that the defense was well ahead of them. Some of it, the quarterbacks also just had a bad day. So, all right, good stuff. Let's go to Nick Emmanwori right now. Seahawks rookie safety, nickel.
Salk, you called it. This
linebacker.
is the guy you wanted. In your little blink scout, and you said very clearly, Nick, you said it very clearly.
Yeah.
I want this guy from South Carolina. I want the Seahawks to come up and get Nick Emmanwori. They did. Can you still remember that phone call on draft day when your name was actually called to be a Seattle Seahawk?
Yeah, I do. It was a very vivid memory with my family. I wasn't really sure when I was going to get picked because I was pretty sure I was going to get picked around the first go-around.
Yeah.
So at 18, I was sure. But then when they didn't come at 18, I was worried about what team was coming to get me because Seahawks showed the most interest. So when they traded up and got me, I was pretty excited. And I knew it was the right place.
Was that a tough night? I mean, you're hoping to go in the first round, and then you got to sit there all that night. You don't have it happen. You got to go to sleep that night and thinking that you're probably going to go early the next day, but that's got to be a weird night falling asleep.
Yeah, that it was a tough night. I remember I had a lot of guests over there, expecting to go in the first round. I still feel like I should have been in the first, but either way, I'm just blessed to get picked. I made sure to thank everybody from that came that first night, and the second night it was just a little smaller group of friends and family.
Maybe that's better though, right? Like you're just with like your closest friends and family and all that. Like, is there an element of that maybe you think long term will be better for you?
Yeah, I think so. I think the first night, everyone that was there was still like close acquaintances and friends that I've been locked in with. But the second night was just a little bit more smaller. So I think long term, you don't want to have a big posse or a big group of people with you all the time. So
it's interesting, Nick. You're talking to two guys here that have been around this a long time with the Seahawks and John Schneider and the way the group operates. Not very often do guys know. There's way more times where, we talk to guys and they're like, I had no idea the Seahawks were interested. I had no idea. They didn't invite me in for a pre-draft visit. I had no idea. It came out of absolutely nowhere. It sounds like you did have a pretty good sense and feel that both Mike and John wanted you to be a Seahawk. How so?
Yeah, just talking to them. We're there my first formal meeting at the Combine, and I couldn't really get a tell from that meeting, but it was just a good meeting. I just remember that was one of my good meetings out of all the formal ones. And then when I came on my visit, was when I really knew I knew the vibes and the energy was good. Met with Coach Mike, and when I had a meeting with him, Ernest Jones was in there, former South Carolina player. So we just were connecting in there, and just I guess he was just feeling my temperature. And then I met with the safeties coach, Coach Howard, Coach Carl Scott too, corners coach. So the vibes on my visit was great. And then I remember when I left the visit, I had sent in my family or my brother's group chat, and I was like, I think the Seahawks at 18 are going to get me for sure. And that was like the first time I did that. So,
well, that's pretty cool. And obviously it doesn't work out at 18, but works out soon afterwards. You must have impressed them not just with your physical skills, but with the mental ability to process and take on a lot at once, because it sure looks like they've got you playing 2, 3, 4 positions. How hard or challenging has it been to learn everything that they're throwing at you right now?
I wouldn't say it's a little bit of a challenge, but in a good way. I think I have I think I have great mental recall. I watch film or go through the install, and I can put it on the field that same day. So I think it's just all over the field, just taking it day by day, position by position, just taking on what I can. So,
Nick, how would you compare and contrast your high school defensive playbook, your South Carolina defensive playbook with Mike McDonald's defensive playbook?
Man, I'd probably say Mike's playbook is probably the hardest playbook I've ever had to learn and grasp. But once you get the hang of it, it's kind of easy. But it's a whole different ball game, man. Coming from high school to college, I thought college was a little, but even from college to the NFL, it's totally different.
What makes it so hard and complicated?
I think just Mike himself is just he's just like a defensive guru. He just knows he just knows what's coming and what to do. He's just he's always ahead of the game. So whatever call in, he'll have he's like playing chess out there, and he's really good at it. So.
Nick, it's interesting. I'll ask Salk, hey, man, do you like ice cream? Do you like Italian food? Do you like fried chicken? Do you like any food? And he's like, yes, yes, yes. So when I ask you, do you like playing corner? Do you like playing safety? Do you like playing inside linebacker? Do you like playing nickel? Are these all yeses in your game plan, in your menu as well?
Yes. Nah, yeah. I like playing everything. Honestly, growing up, corner was my first position. Coming out through middle school, a little bit of high school, I played corner. And then as I hit my growth spurt, my body just grew, so I couldn't really I could still physically play corner. I had good hips, good feet, but physically I had to move positions and play safety. And then after that, I was just versatile, and I could play all different type of positions. So nickel, corner, safety, linebacker, edge, just a blessing really. So
play any offense?
I could play some receiver, running back.
I was gonna say they ever put the ball in your hands?
They did, yeah. If you need me, score some touchdowns, I can do that. I'm good at scoring touchdowns. So.
Why did you choose the defensive side of the ball?
I think, honestly, I was an offensive player when I was younger, played running back and receiver, and I loved it. But, like, you know, I think offense is just a lot of things that goes into that, like having a quarterback, offensive line, having to get the ball every play. Defense, you know, you can just rate the game and, you know, be a one-man army if you need to, or have a group of guys on the same mission and just – I think it's just more cooler. And, like, when you talk about the great defenses and how, you know, just way more like aura, way more like a feel. So
that Legion of Boom group have any aura when you watch them growing up?
Crazy aura. Crazy.
All the way out to South Carolina, huh? They still resonated from Seattle, Washington to South Carolina.
Of course, all the way. Like, just watching that team, watching that defense, the smack talk, the big hits, the swag, you know, like everything was just it was real for sure.
So who do you think you're the most like, if we were to define them? Because again, we were doing this when they were in their heyday, right? And Cam was the silent assassin. You know, Earl wore a king's costume to his wedding. Richard, you know, would scream at Aaron Andrews on the sideline, right? You kind of know the cast of characters. Which one, if this were a sitcom, would you probably be closely associated with?
For the body type wise, they're probably like, if this is a sitcom, they're probably like, give me the role of Cam Chancellor. But like personality wise, maybe a little bit of Richard Sherman and Earl Thomas. You know, I like talking smack. I like, you know, boasting a little bit. A little bit. So
you talking
a little bit all three.
Talking all to Jalen yesterday after the pick six?
Oh yeah, I was talking to smack to him, letting him know. But I like going out there and competing, man. I'm a competitor. Jalen's a great quarterback, so you know he'll make some throws. You know, I'll intercept some of his throws or whatever. Even dudes on offense like Elijah Arroyo, great tight end. You know, we'll compete. We've been competing. I've been talking a little smack to him. Just wanted to get better with these rookies. So
did you play other sports growing up, and why football?
Yeah, I played soccer. That was like my first sport I actually played. I played soccer and basketball. Basketball just wasn't for me. I couldn't really take a charge, so I was always fouling out. I needed something more physical. I actually liked soccer, though, because, like, the footwork, it was real clean, real sweet, but I could never hit the soccer balls in the goal, so then I tried football.
You flop in soccer? Like, you know, one of those guys lying on the ground pretending to be hurt for 10 minutes?
Never.
That's probably why you couldn't keep playing.
I was just too physical, so you know, football was my thing, though. So once I got that football in my hands, I could just tell, like, this is for me. So it just took off from there.
What do you jump at the combine? 40 what?
43.
What kind of dunking can you do with the 43-inch vert?
I got a little dunk package. You know, they bring out some basketball hoops out here. I can put on a little show. You know, a back scratcher, windmill. You know, I don't got the East Bay yet. You know, or the between the legs, nothing like that. I don't got that yet.
Who's the greatest dunker of all time? This is hard because I think you're probably not old enough to know about Dominique Wilkins, because Dominique Wilkins is the greatest dunker of all time.
I don't know about Dominique Wilkins dunks, but my favorite dunker and watching someone who can really dunk the ball would be like Derrick Rose. Mm-hmm. And right now, maybe like Anthony Edwards or John Morant.
Just do me a favor. If you got a little time when you're not studying the playbook later today, just do a little Google search, see if NASA can help you, remember the name, and just look up Dominique Wilkins, because that dude, he could throw it down with some power.
He play on the Hawks?
Yeah,
Hawks. Yeah. Okay,
Best combo of, I think, of power and everything else.
He dunks like the way you describe yourself playing football.
I think you'd like him. I think you'd like some Dominique.
Very violent.
We know you got to go. Hey, thanks for doing this morning. It's great to get to meet you, and looking forward to watching you throughout the year.
Yeah, appreciate you guys, man. Thanks.
All right, there you go. There's Nick Emmanwori. That was fun. Vince Carter's another good one. That's a good. Yeah, somebody texted in on Vince.
I thought he was going to go there.
Vince Carter.
Yeah, that kind of age. I think these guys right now.
Derrick Rose, I think, gets hurt if he dunks too hard. That's the challenge there. Poor guy.
So these guys are so young.
They have no idea who Dominique Wilkins is. Neither does Lyle. So it's fine.
Lyle's pretty good with sports history.
Do you know who Dominique Wilkins is?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just chatting. What do you mean?
He doesn't know anything pop culture other than sports, but he knows sports history.
Yeah, again, if you guys give me sports hiry, I'll know it. If it's anything else, I won't.
All right. Just checking.
A little attitude this
morning.
Yeah,
jeez. Would you tone it down in there? What are you so upset about? Hey, that guy was fun. You like Nick Emmanwori?
I do, man. We're getting old, so.
I know, but it's not about us. It's about him.
When I look at these guys, just feel so old. You talk to him.
I was saying that to Maury yesterday, actually, on the sideline as we were watching practice. It's not just them. It's the players. It's the people working there. Like, everybody's like, More, did everyone here just get younger? Like, what is going on? Like,
Annabelle
I'm just old.
I held as a baby.
Yeah.
And now she's just out there again working, doing
I know.
her thing. Like, what?
Yeah, it's not right. It's just not right at all. Yeah, the pick six was nice yesterday. And you got to love that guy's answers, right, on everything.
Yes.
Everything comes back to, well, I just want to be more physical.
Yeah.
I mean, look, he's not Cam Chancellor. He's not built like Cam. And when you see him out there, he's tall and thinner. He's just not. Cam is a freak.
Yep.
Nobody's built like Cam. But the attitude, I think, is the cool part of it, is that he wants to play that style of game. And I think that, and he is a big physical dude who can
body
run.
type, he's probably closer to Richard, right?
I think he's a little bigger, a little more solid than Richard, but not much. I mean, Richard was pretty solid, dude.
Man.
I know.
Broad-shouldered.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And I love that. I love the personality. And by the way, they were enamored with him from day one. Now, all the way up to 18 for a safety as that draft fell, as we sat there that day, as you were with Mr. Sylvie on set inside the VMAC, as Dave and Bump and me and Bob were all live inside. Like, as the draft fell, you were like, sorry, Nick, I just can't. Big man. They're all gone. They're all going off the board. Everybody in front of us kind of did the conservative thing and took big people at the line of scrimmage. We've got to get one. We got to get one. So 18 was a consideration in the first round, late first round. As I said, a trade up to go get him was absolutely on the table. And the fact they got him where they did, I think they were pretty darn excited.
564 says Lyle just needs a Eugenio Suarez and a Snickers bar this morning. There's no way he'd eat a Snickers. He'd just look at that thing, cast it aside, and go back and eating his nuts and berries or whatever it is he eats in there. Let's do some need to know.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
Well, Ben Williamson Day celebrated in Sacramento, Brock, every July 28th. At least that's what I'm told. Man, he was unbelievable last night. It was just play after play. The one in the eighth was probably the most important, taking away the double. He had a tremendous throw from nearly his butt to second base. Early in the game, he got it started with a diving catch.
Pitch to him. Swung on, line drive. Diving catch by Williamson. Superman flying through the air, snares it, and that's the second out. Tremendous play.
Yeah, put that on top of a 2 for 3 with a double and a run scored night at the plate. And, I mean, that's essentially the ball game, right?
You think it's
Mark
because they're in a
Kotsay
AAA stadium? You think so?
He feels more comfortable.
Feels a little bit more comfortable in his development. No, I'm just saying.
That's not right.
I'm not saying he's a AAA player. Dude, I'm saying he got called up from AAA this year.
Come on.
Don't put words in my mouth.
Come on. He was great last night. He really was. As was Luis Castillo. He goes 7 innings, gives up just 1 run. It's August. Luis has 8 wins, an ERA just over 3.
Just when you think Luis, I was just telling Lyle this before the show, right? Just when you think Luis is like, does he have enough? The last start at home against Houston, it just wasn't quite there. And, it's just good.
Dominated that game last night.
He just comes right back at you.
That slider that Langoliers swung at had to be 5 feet outside the batter's box, and he was nasty last night. I thought he was really, really good and important for him to get deep into that game.
They were swinging early, putting balls in play, but not very hard. A lot of kind of the fister sort of pop-ups and weak contact, and it was a lot of that early on, and they were swinging early in the count, trying to get to him, but really good command. Getting the pitches in and able to just not allow them to find barrels at all, and that was a huge part early on to get us deep.
We've talked about it before. Sometimes Luis is at his best when he's not striking a lot of guys out and he's getting contact and getting deep into the game like that.
And they nearly knocked their starter out in the second inning. Actually, what's cool about Williamson is he had a chance there in the second when the base was loaded. Unfortunately, a double play, and he flushes that, right? Yep. I think a lot of young guys maybe let that sit a little bit, let that sting. Not this dude. All season long, he too. Just when you're ready to write him off, he's just a punch and Judy. He just can't do anything. Wow, he makes some web jams. He hits a double. He hits a single. He puts the ball in play. He's just continuing to fight off all this.
The double play was hit hard. I wonder if that makes it easier. It wasn't a tailor-made, rollover ground ball. He hit it hard. It just unfortunately right at a guy. So, the other kind of fun thing last night was the first home run of the Mariner career of Josh Naylor.
And Josh Naylor leads it off with a swing and a drive deep to right field. Going and goodbye baseball. over the bullpen and right onto the berm. Josh Naylor with his first home run in a Mariners uniform.
Everybody was happy except Josh Naylor. Disgusted by the whole thing.
You got anything in the first 4 or 5 days of watching
I
him?
love this guy. How do you not? He hit that home run and looked at it with disgust.
He's got a little... I'm still trying to figure out who... He's got a little salt to him, right? He's like an old
he's salty.
Salt.
I said it yesterday. So look, we don't curse a lot here on this show or on this station. But the only way to describe him in baseball terminology is he's got the red ass. Yeah. He just does.
Like
he's always a little grumpy about everything.
That Dylan made him, he makes a tremendous play at first, navigating the bag and everything else. But in his head, he's like,
throw the ball over here, dude. Like, what are we doing? Yeah.
Yes.
Good day for the Mariners. Astros lose 5th time in a row. Yeah, they're in a free fall right now. Rangers lose. Red Sox lose. So the Mariners find themselves 3 back in the division, just 3 back in the division, and a half game up for the second wild card.
Here's the second thing you need
Chris
to know.
Clemens. You got a little Chris
great
Clemens.
call.
There it hit.
That is a great call. Yes.
How do you know the flavors every time, Salk? How do you know that?
Yeah, you and that is a good one. Chris Clemens, old defensive end. That's a really, really good call, Brock.
Thank you.
T-minus 2 days for the trade deadline. Mariners still do have work to do. They want to be aggressive. Jerry told Jim Bowden that they want to go after a leverage arm, but apparently that's not it.
I talked to Jerry DiPoto, the president of the Seattle Mariners, yesterday, and I asked him if he was done after making his great trade for Josh Naylor, and he said no. I mean, I'm going all in. I'm there. I'm going. And he's got his owner is willing to spend money at this deadline. He has a farm system that's literally loaded. There's no reason why he shouldn't finish the job. And as a former major league reliever himself, that's his priority. That being said, I asked him if he was still in on Suarez, expecting a no, and he said, if I can add impact at third base, I'll do that too. So I think Seattle's going to be very, very fascinating here over the next couple of days here.
I got to say, I was surprised to hear those quotes. Now, they didn't come, I don't hear them from Jerry, so I don't know exactly what the words were. Right. And maybe Jim Bowden is kind of, fudging them a little bit.
Fluffing them up a little.
But hearing specifically that he'd like to make a move at third base is a little surprising to me. Just, how do you feel if you're Ben Williamson and you hear that?
Well, you feel pretty darn motivated to go play like Brooks Robinson from the 1970s last night. Yeah, I don't. As a young ball player, I think you realize, especially where he's been at in his career, like you don't take anything for granted. I actually come back to something you said, was it earlier in the week or the end of last week, where you're like, hey, man, it feels like Arizona's got, 2 pair of kings or whatever, but you better be very careful to not overplay your hand. And last night, Eugenio gets hit in the hand. His x-rays were negative on that thing. But I do wonder if maybe the Mariners have played this pretty well.
I would say they have. I mean, the Yankees are now probably out of it. The Cubs sound like, the Yankees are out of it. Yep. The Cubs are probably not in it. Now, there's still other teams, Texas, Houston, there's Tigers. Like, there's still a bunch of teams that would still have some interest. But at some point, all you have is a rental, and most teams are going to be a little hesitant to go do that. And as we said, there is a risk factor with Gino. Like, he's a really streaky player. And if you end up with the bad version of Gino for 2 months, nobody likes that.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Pretty uneventful day, honestly, of practice yesterday for the Seahawks. They were in pads for the first time.
Good to see everybody. As you know, first day in pads. It was great practice. A little bit shorter practice, but really good. A lot of good situational work. Both sides making plays. Same theme we've been talking about. Yeah, excited to watch the tape and kind of move forward, but this is a big week for us as a team, and I believe we're off to a great start.
You know what else it feels like is I was just reading through notes last night and looking at some clips and listening to some clips. This feels like for the first time in a long time, and we didn't get to it with Nicky Emmanwori. He was so fun with other stuff. But you have legitimately guys from DeMarcus Lawrence that are helping really, like not just talking, but genuinely helping shape young players.
Oh, yeah.
You know that Julian and Kobe are doing the same with Nicky Emmanwori. To hear Leonard Williams spending the time with Gray Zabel yesterday, like, it's been a while since you've had just kind of some rock-steady dudes like that are so comfortable in the culture, Salk, and know what they want and what the expectations are to actually kind of to truly, genuinely craft, help, develop young people, that's a good deal, man. That is kind of what you strive for in the element of professional sports and team when they really want to do it. When Jaron Reed really wants to impact, because he sees stuff and he knows if we're going to be great, you need to do X, Y, and Z. And I like a whole bunch of those conversations the first week of camp.
Other little note today, I don't know if you saw this, Will Hernandez, guard, who had been with the Giants and then with the Cardinals last year, had ACL surgery. He says he's back and ready to go, only 29 years old. Interested?
Doesn't move. Yeah. That was a challenge then. And, yeah, they're not going to sign an old lineman. They may trade for somebody else in the next week or two. I would not be surprised about that, but it will not. One of the free agent offense linemen, I think those guys are all cooked. All cooked.
All right, that's everything you need to know.
You're biting your tongue, aren't you?
Yeah.
You spent any time around John Benton yesterday? Did you mosey down to the O-line group?
No. I mean, we watched, the O-line, D-line one-on-ones. You really have created a monster amongst the entire Seattle media. Legitimately, Brock. When they started and they broke what they were doing on one field and did one-on-one pass rush drill on the other field.
The herd moves?
No. No, that's not even accurate. People, Moore and I were not among them. People were legitimately, I swear to you this is true, at least 3 members of the media legitimately sprinted over to the other field to make sure they got to see it. I've never seen anyone in the media move that fast. It was like the 40-yard dash that they ran a few years ago as the part of the media scouting combine.
To be fair to them, that was probably the best thing to report on from yesterday.
It was the only thing to report on from yesterday, but I wasn't expecting the sprinting, and we all know that Brock kind of created a monster here with this.
Salk wasn't going to test that hamstring again.
No, it's all good. We can keep that thing locked up. All right, the inconsistency is the consistency. That's next on Brock and Salk.
Seahawks training camp is underway.
That is music to the ears.
And nobody gives you more insider access than the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Coach McDonald sitting down with us right now. This thing on and ready for you.
Watch how the Seahawks roster comes together.
Seattle Sports training camp coverage is presented by the Landing in Renton.
Seahawks training camp on Seattle Sports on 710, the Seattle Sports app, and the Seattle Sports YouTube page.
Free consultations, no fee guarantees, 5-star reviews. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains the importance of going beyond these familiar offerings.
Accident victims want an attorney, Tom, that satisfies their needs. Someone who handles those needs with the highest degree of care. Pendergast Law offers the no-fee guarantees and free consultations, but these only scratch the surface.
Okay, explain more.
We make sure that every member of our team is genuinely passionate about helping others. Customer service and communication are our top priority. It's how we take care of our clients so they always feel one step ahead of the insurance companies. Our strong reputation for high standards provides comfort and confidence when it's needed most.
Pendergast Law offers the free consultations, the no-fee guarantees, and, of course, they are 5-star rated. But what really makes them different is their genuine passion for helping others. I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
That's PendergastLaw.com.
Rick Riz here, and it's the final month to submit your nomination for Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington's Improve Your Play program. Pella's owners are donating $5,000 to 2 local youth sports organizations. Many local teams are in need of new equipment, field improvements, or uniforms. If you know a team who could use funding, nominate them at seattlesports.com/play. Join Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington and help our local youth thrive. Go to seattlesports.com/play to nominate a team in need right now.
When businesses thrive, communities score. That's why Bank of America is the official bank of FIFA World Cup here in Seattle. And our more than 95 local business specialists are ready to help your business win. What would you like the power to do? Learn more at bankofamerica.com/local business. Bank of America, official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America Corporation, all rights reserved.
Comcast Business High Five Hotline. What's the state of your excitement?
I signed my business up for the 5-year price lock guarantee, and I can't stop high-fiving people. High five!
Okay, deep breath. You're in a good place. You signed your business up for 5 years of gig speed internet and advanced security, all on our ultra-reliable network.
Gig speeds and advanced security? I'm so stoked.
Yep, and you get it at a great rate that's locked in for 5 years.
Woo!
The high five is just your body's way of saying, I'm winning.
So this is natural.
High-fiving everyone you see in a state of business savings enthusiasm? Totally natural.
Sweet! Thank you! Thank you! High five, everybody! High five!
The Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee is back, but only for a limited time, so sign your business up today.
High five!
Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 9/21/25 for new customers with qualifying bundle. Current customers may be eligible depending on services and area. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
When it comes to the security of your business, doubts can creep in about who you're trusting to protect it. At Bail Arm, we got you. For nearly 80 years, we've been putting our customers' minds at ease with our advanced technology and personalized support. Feeling insecure about your current security service? Visit bailarm.com today.
Feeling the heat? Cool off with Home Comfort Alliance. Save up to 25% on 2024 ACs and heat pumps during the final days of the warehouse clearance sale. Plus, PSE customers get AeroSeal duct sealing for as little as $99. Visit HomeComfortAlliance.com.
The home of the Mariners.
It is gone! Cal Raleigh, 2-run home run!
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Dave Wyman joined by Dr. Daniel Landis from Swedish Cyberknife. Dr. Landis, when treating prostate cancer, what can patients expect during Cyberknife treatment?
So the Cyberknife treatment's an outpatient procedure. Essentially, it's a 5-day treatment, about 30 minutes per day. You walk in, you walk out. You essentially don't feel anything at all during treatment. Many patients still work full-time while they're having treatment.
That's incredible. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish Cyberknife. Swedish.org/cyberknife prostate.
History, it had the gold rush. Then came the oil boom, the tech boom, but right now it's the Wi-Fi boom, and Xfinity Wi-Fi is booming. Xfinity has everything you need to tap into the Wi-Fi boom with seriously powerful and seriously reliable connection. It's got 99.99% network reliability and incredibly low lag, so your streams are smoother than making a decision on what to stream. And did I mention that you can even connect to hundreds of devices so you, your kids, your parents, your poker group, and whoever else is at home can all experience the Wi-Fi boom with Xfinity. And the Wi-Fi isn't the only thing that's booming. Get the most reliable Wi-Fi and our best in-class equipment for one consistent price for 5 years guaranteed all in. Plus, get unlimited data included and no annual contract, all with the 5-year price guarantee from Xfinity. Visit Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply, not available in all areas. New residential customers only. Select plans only. Xfinity Gateway with X5 Complete required for unlimited data except in certain areas. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024. Actual speeds vary.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Really nice win for the Mariners yesterday, and, you know, continuing this pattern, a little up, a little down, a little good, a little bad. I was asking Angie about it yesterday, Brock, and just saying, like, hey, we're 2/3 of the way through the season. Do you know who your Mariners are? And even Angie's like, yeah, no. I think, you know, there's still this question of which team are they? And at some point, and we've sort of said this before, the inconsistency is the consistency. It kind of becomes who they are, and as up and down as they've been. What I think is interesting is they've never actually gotten that far up or that far down. The 5-game losing streak the Astros are on right now, we haven't seen that from the Mariners where they just start to free fall. We also haven't seen them win 5, 6, 7 in a row where they just sort of start taking over. I guess at some point it just becomes who you are. You're a team that's a few games better than 500, which this year is going to get you into the playoffs. That's great. I guess the question, though, is, can one or two more moves be enough to kick you up to that next level.
I think Lyle would probably know this better than the three of us, just because of his just overall landscape of baseball and how much you watch other teams. But and it's going to be one of my questions for Jeff Passan as well, is do these other teams have as many individuals that are as streaky as the Mariners? I think that leads to some of the level of inconsistency. It's just a month ago that JP was third in baseball in on-base percentage, like .417. And now he's in a 1 for 34. Like how Dylan Moore looked like the greatest player in baseball in the first month and a half. And now he's 1 for 2 for his last 54 with 31 strikeouts. Do other teams have this streaky? Julio Rodriguez at home has got an OPS of 580, and on the road it's like 1,000. They're just different people.
And I think so. Look, you're watching Houston kind of do the same thing. At times they look like the best team in baseball. At other times, as you're seeing right now, they've lost 5 straight and look terrible.
Yeah.
You've seen it with the A's. That team at moments has looked like super dangerous, and they just swept the Astros 4 games in a row in Houston. And then you watch them last night, and you're like, that's an anemic team. There's nothing to them at all, and they got all kinds of pitching problems. So. Yeah, I do think it is somewhat indicative of the modern game. Even the mighty Dodgers and Mets, who've spent a small fortune, have had moments of really great success and total disaster this year. Some of that is through injury. Phillies have had the same problem. Even the Tigers have had that problem. The Brewers look like the worst team in baseball to start the year. Now they have the best record in baseball. This has been as topsy-turvy a baseball season as I can ever remember. I don't have an answer for you. I wish I did. I know that's what we try to come up with.
Do you think it's smaller payrolls? Do you think it's teams that are playing kind of younger people?
I don't think so. When the Dodgers and Phillies and Mets have all had that same problem over the course of the year, that doesn't. Yeah, I love the thought process. I'm happy to go through various suggestions, but I don't have a good reason why it's been so topsy-turvy this year.
Yeah, it's been a wild ride, and why if. Over the next, 48 hours or so, if you can have some players with, and maybe this is really what you should be looking for, regardless of starting pitcher, relief pitcher, third base, outfield, you should really just be looking for, has there been a player through 100 games plus now that is, and maybe through 300 games or 400 games that from a consistency standpoint?
Well, I think you would argue that they got one of those players. That's probably the best thing you can say about Josh Naylor. And there's a lot of good things you can say. I don't mean it's the only good thing, but probably the best one is, dude's just a consistent hitter.
You know what you're going to get.
Right? We played that sound from Nick Picoro last week, who was on with Bump and Stacy, who covers the Diamondbacks there for the Arizona Republic. And he's just he's consistent. Just game in, game out, at bat to at bat. He's given you and you can see it even in the 4 or 5 games he's played for the Mariners. In addition to the 4 steals, which is incomprehensible, he just gives you a consistent at bat, making contact and giving the pitcher fits every time he comes up.
Yep. So should that be?
That's not Gino, by the way.
No, that's not Gino.
For all of the conversation about Eugenio Suarez, he is the opposite. He's anything but consistent.
Boom or bust.
Yeah.
Yes. And when it's booming, it is booming. And when it's busting, that hand at the blackjack table is busting. And you want to get up, and how quickly can you get up and get away from that hand that's just got nothing going? Yeah, so I'm going to guess here, 48 hours before the deadline, your priorities have not changed. It is still a legitimate
leverage arm.
Give me another Matt Brash. You're not going to ride this thing and they know this, you're not going to ride this thing to the finish line.
Here's why.
With 3 guys.
Here's why. I asked these guys yesterday, after Munoz, Brash, and Spire.
Yes.
Who's the 4th best reliever on the Mariners right now?
Yes.
Right. Seriously. I'm going to put you in Dan Wilson's shoes. You need one more person to come in a leverage spot. Who is it?
Over the last month or so, it's been Trent. No,
it's been Bizzardo.
It's been Bizzardo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that something? And
it's been Trent Bizzardo.
And I don't know about Thornton, but that's not.
Bizzardo has been unbelievable.
He's been really good.
I saw some numbers on him and some next level numbers the last month and a half. He's been. If you want to, go out and get, the guy that you've mentioned a bunch of times,
Griffin Jacks.
Yes, and some of these other guys. Put Bizzardo's last month and a half against any of them, and he's been there.
But he's done a lot of that in lower leverage situations and being used in ways that help a lot of those numbers be what they are. That is sort of the one tricky part, right? Is, relievers can get used in so many different ways and in so many different parts of the game, and the pressure rises and which pocket they're being used to go get and who they're being.
And I wonder, honestly, if you were, and I know they're both Bulldogs, and they would say, I'm not even thinking that, because they can't think that. But you have to organizationally, and we can certainly wonder. Spire last year was banged up. He's coming off, and I know that's relievers. It's up and down anyway, but he's coming off a pretty significant shoulder. Brash is coming off the most significant injury of his entire career. So, to further inflame that need, it is that spot first and foremost.
There's no doubt. And Jerry said it. I mean, we played the sound yesterday, Jim Bowden saying that, that is. I think we actually had sound of Jerry specifically saying it, like at the end of
You can buy low on Class A now, by the way?
I don't think so. No, I don't think anybody's going to touch that right now. To be perfectly honest, is he a buy? He's a good bet to do something. I'll tell you that much. This was Dipoto.
Yeah, this is one of our favorite times of year. When we put ourselves in good position, we've always been given the ability to go out and do the fun thing at the deadline, and that's the Rockin' 22 and Randy Rosarena and friends last year, obviously Josh so far, and we are dialed on the bullpen, and that makes us like just about everybody else who's trying to get to the finish line. But it's the bullpen, as they are the late movers, and somewhere in the last day or two, and maybe in the last hour or two, you'll start seeing some of the higher impact bullpen guys go off the board, and we will be as aggressive in that area of the market as just about anybody, I would imagine.
Well, and what I wonder is if he learned a little bit from last year with Jimmy Garcia that, hey, if you want to go with a leverage arm, go with a leverage arm. Not a kind of sort of leverage arm.
Not the fourth guy.
If you want a leverage arm, go get a leverage arm.
Yeah.
And that means Griffin Jacks. That means Duran. That means you put Bednar in that category?
Yeah, Pete Fairbanks.
Pete Fairbanks. Who's the guy in Washington?
Kyle Finnegan's probably a step below, but yeah, him too.
So, get a leverage arm. Finnegan's probably more in the Jimmy Garcia mold. But, if you want that and you think that's what you need, it's worth giving up a little bit more, especially in a case with Jax or Duran, one of those guys, where you're going to have them for longer than just this year. Yeah, that's probably worth it in the next big target for the Mariners.
It's too bad. Speaking of Jim Bowden, he said yesterday that after the Class A news came out, he thought he was getting traded in the next few days. So to hear that, that's a bummer.
Well, and it just hurts the market, right? Even if the Mariners weren't going to be the team that was going to get Class A, that's another name off the board that somebody else is going to get. Would have been helpful for you as you're trying to find a bullpen arm. All right, a lot of baseball still to come. Jeff Passan will talk through all of this, plus the near fight in the clubhouse between the commissioner and one of the game's great players. That's coming up at 8:30. We'll give you a little Blue 88 next. I'm Brock and Salk.
Seahawks training camp is underway.
That is music of the year.
And nobody gives you more insider access than the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Coach McDonald sitting down with us right now. This thing on and ready for you.
Watch how the Seahawks roster comes together.
Seattle Sports training camp coverage is presented by the Landing in Renton.
Seahawks training camp on Seattle Sports on 710, the Seattle Sports app, and the Seattle Sports YouTube page.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here, and I'm going to guess a lot of you are kind of sick and tired of hearing about my sports injuries over the year, the concussions, the torn rib cartilage, the dislocated ankle. You don't need to know anything, and frankly, you're tired of listening to me ramble about it, but you don't have to be a former player to know what I'm talking about. That's because painful joints from arthritis can affect anyone and make it hard to do pretty much anything. Well, that is where my friend, Dr. Daniel Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine, is seeing so many patients through the years. That is where he is ready for your phone call, 425-823-4000. As I said, he has seen so many folks just like you that wake up in the morning and you got achy joints. Your body just hurts. It's affecting your quality of life. Then give him a call, because he's the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques. So whatever walks through the door, he's been there, he's done it, he's seen it. It's just been his passion. Many have jumped aboard the regenerative medicine train lately. Not Dr. Nelson. This has been his heart from day one. So give him a call this morning if you're living in pain and it's affecting your quality of life. 425-823-4000 or visit DanielNelsonMD.com. That's DanielNelsonMD.com.
I'm Matt Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Your car steering wheel could be a ticking time bomb. At least 24 people have died and many more injured because their airbags fired shrapnel at them upon inflating. Tens of millions of cars have been recalled. If you suffered cuts that required stitches, hearing or vision loss, or broken bones, please contact us today. You could be owed money for medical bills and other damages.
Morgan & Morgan. Visit us at badairbags.com for an office near you. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Man, look at that Return of the Day Old King, man. Oh, wow. Emotional.
King of the Hill is back.
They got a Bob's in the airport now. Oh, that's Boba.
World has changed, Dad.
Bobby wants to bring that new girl over for dinner.
The Vegas? What the hell am I supposed to feed her?
Can't we just put some grass in a bowl?
From Mike Judge and Greg Daniels.
Ready to make some memories, Dad?
Let's freaking go.
A Hulu original series, King of the Hill. Season premiere August 4th. Streaming on Hulu.
With Progressive's Home Quote Explorer, you can easily find the right home insurance for you, even if it's not with Progressive. But if you don't choose us, then sure, okay, it's not going to work out. We're not going to cry about it or stay awake wondering what our future together would have looked like. We can't get emotionally invested, even if it sounds like we are. Progressive's Home Quote Explorer allows you to easily compare home insurance rates and coverages in one place, even if it's not with us. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy. I love you. I shouldn't have said that.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Summer is in full swing, and T-Mobile Park is the hottest spot in Seattle. Don't miss out on special events like the next Mariners Fireworks Night this Friday, presented by T-Mobile. Cal Raleigh and the crew are taking on the division rival Rangers at 7:10, and after the final out, we'll be lighting up the sky with an epic post-game show.
Holy smokes, what a firecracker! Upper deck number 34 for the big number.
Go to mariners.com/fireworks to lock in your seats today.
The home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Cal swinging a drive, deep to right field.
Every pitch of every Mariners game is on the Seattle Sports app.
When your outside matches how you feel on the inside, that's kindness. And so I think that is the one thing that the Lee Johnson Auto family encourages us, is to be like really authentic and really be intentional in how we treat our customers and how we treat each other.
To have a good company, have a good culture, have a good crew that takes care of your customer base, you have to take care of your crew. You can't have miserable people and expect them to give a customer a good experience.
Walking in here, meeting some of the employees already before I was even hired on, welcoming me in, gave me a good indication what this company was all about. So if I were to make an hour and a half drive here and to have fun here for 8 to 9 hours a day versus if it's the other way around, then I'll take it.
It's not a script. It's a belief. The LJ Way is the Lee Johnson Auto family.
When you own a business, it feels like everything's on you. Orders, deliveries, employees, on you. That's why Comcast Business is giving you a year of mobile on us with your internet service. Really? Yep. We'll cover your first line of mobile for 1 year. So calling customers, getting directions, texting Janine and shipping, on us. The broken coffee maker? That one's still on you.
Which means you'll save hundreds for your business and get the fastest mobile service with 5G cellular and Wi-Fi hotspots on us. But hurry, this deal won't last long. Get a mobile plan and free up the budget to maybe, I don't know, fix that coffee maker? Get mobile on us for 1 year, you guessed it, on us. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 9/22/25. Restrictions apply. New mobile customers only with internet standard service or above. Limited to value of 1 unlimited interline apply via 12 monthly internet bill credits. 1 discount per account. Fastest mobile based on mobile Wi-Fi and cellular data in service areas. Ookla Speed Test Intelligence 2H24.
This is Brock and Salk's Blue 88.
Blue 88! Blue 88!
We take you to the field as Brock Ewart breaks down 3 football questions as only he can.
Now here's your hosts, Brock Ewart and Mike Salk.
All right, 3 good football questions for Brock every day, 7:45. We call it Blue 88. Brock, let's start here. The young Seahawks. We had a chance to talk to a couple of them. Yesterday was A.J. Barner. Today, Nick Emmanwori, who was awesome. Really fun interview. And if you get a chance to go back and listen to that, please do. You can find it on YouTube because he was on video, which was great. What are you hearing with these young Seahawks?
Yeah, and even a little bit more, and this goes to your conversation that you had yesterday and replayed this morning with Brady Henderson on Kobe Bryant, on Boye Mafe, on Charles Cross. The words I continue to hear, and I was chatting with Lefko about this last week, Salk, betting on themselves. They're betting on themselves. Much, much more than they did in the KJ Wright era. I actually think of KJ Wright a fair amount. What a fun couple years we had as he sat in this seat and had the KJ Wright show. Now he's Coach K. And he talked about, remember when he did his extension in December as like a 4th-round pick, and he just wanted his guarantee, man. I want my money, right? I need my bag. I need my generational kind of wealth, and was able, and went for it then and didn't wait for the market that he would tell you would have probably put a few more shekels in the bank account. Well, these guys today, part of the reason you're not seeing deals necessarily done now with the Boye and with the Kobe, and not even conversations started with Charles, is they're like, yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not going there. And we're going to see more and more of that in the years to come, by the way, because these college kids are coming into the league with millions, right? The big-time recruits are coming into college with millions in their pocket from high school. So you're going to see a little more like, yeah, that's good. I want to be here, but if you're Kobe Bryant, are you going to accept less than Julian Love? Or are you going to say, hey, man, I'm going to have a great year. I'm going to be a Pro Bowler this year. And on this defense, I'm going to be a great player. And I'm going to go to the market, and I'm going to have 31 other teams or 15 other teams or 10 other teams bidding for me rather than taking it now. So, yeah, just kind of betting on themselves has been, which is a cool deal. And I think shows a level of confidence and a level of belief that they have individually and certainly defensively, collectively, they're going to have in 2025.
All right, question number 2. Well, 2 of those guys, you kind of need to take that step forward, and that would be Derek Hall and or Boye Mafe. And each one has kind of progressed a little bit each year, either ready to make the big step this year.
You know what's cool, Saul? Because I went the other day, I was looking this up and trying to figure out, like, okay, Cal Raleigh goes from 30 home runs, really good, right? The best in Mariners history. And then this year, he's now still on pace for nearly 60 home runs, leading the league. Can Derek and Boye, can we see something from, 8 to 6 to double digits? Can they be that kind of guy? So last year, top 12 sackers in the NFL. Trey Hendrickson, Nick Bonito, Jonathan Grenard, Andrew Van Ginkel, Dexter Fowler, Jonathan Cooper. And actually, Van Noy was in that group as well. Here's their career starts. Trey Hendrickson, 2 sacks, 0 sacks, 4.5 sacks. Took to year 4 to get to double-digit sacks, 13.5. Nick Bonito, 1.5 sacks, 8 sacks. Took to his 3rd year to get to 13.5 sacks. Jonathan Grenard, 1 sack, 8 sack, 1.5 sacks, 12.5. Took his 4th year. Dexter Fowler, holy smokes, 4, 8, 2, 2, 4, 11.5. Jonathan Cooper, 2.5, 2, 8.5, 10.5. Like, this is about the time, if you're Derek Hall and Boye Mafe, now Myles Garrett and TJ Watt hit their 2nd year, right? They're kind of like Acuna and, in this kind of parallel. Like, they made it right from the jump because they're just totally different dudes. But the majority of those guys in the top 12, it took 3 and 4 years of seasoning before they totally
That's good to
popped.
hear. I wonder if some of that is that whole earning the right to rush the passer thing. Like, they have to be good enough on 1st and 2nd down to get into those situations.
It is. It's also learning, like, command of my moves. Like, I got 1 move in college. Derek Hall had 1 move in college, right? He had 1 pitch. He threw the fastball. No, to get this done at this level, you need 3 or 4 pitches in command of all of them.
All right, question number 3. Steve Rabel over there yesterday. Saw him hanging with Wyman and Bob for a while. What did he see yesterday?
He saw a defense that was pretty ferocious, a defense flying around, playing at a speed much faster than the offense. And thinking back to different training camps through the years, Salk, and even, back to the early years when Rabe started calling the games, not the color analyst, but the play-by-play. And there's Matt Hasselbeck, and there's Darrell Jackson, and there's Bobby Ingram, and there's Walter Jones, and there's Robbie Tobeck, and there's Steve. They had such a comfort level. They could hit the ground running so fast. That defense right now, it has that kind of continuity, has that kind of pacing. offensively, how can you possibly be at that level realistically right now? New receiver, new receivers, new tight ends, new linemen, new quarterback, new play caller. Like, as much as you want to be good, as much as you want to just jump there and match the intensity and match the speed of the defense, it just doesn't happen that way. And this might take days, this might take weeks, this might take into the early part of the season for this defense to just carry and bring along an offense that does not have much time on task together.
All right, that is today's Blue 88, and obviously that is going to be a big part of what comes next here, Brock, because Moore and I went over yesterday to practice, and we got a series of takeaways, or maybe they're just tidbits, but I'll go through it. I hope you're right about that third point, because based on what yesterday looked like, you're going to have to be.
Okay, one quick question before we do.
Yeah.
Do you think there's as many baseball, well, how would you call these folks, these reporters on the sidelines that try to talk to you about baseball like there are that talk to you about...
You mean the football splainers? The competitive football watchers?
You watch that, you see that Switch release?
No, I don't think there are as many. No. There's like Keith Law, and that's it. We'll be right back. We'll give you some takeaways and tidbits from practice yesterday. It's Brock and Salk, Seattle Sports on 710 and seattlesports.com. Love you, Keith.
Now batting for the Mariners, first baseman Josh Naylor.
The first contender to make the big move that says, we're all in.
Well, look at the Mariners striking first. How about that?
They did exactly what they needed to do at the deadline.
They do it without giving up a top 10 prospect.
It just kind of felt like, yeah, this is the right fit.
You're now looking at a 1 through 6 in your lineup that's deep. It's legitimate.
We're all over baseball's trade deadline on the home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Big Trees is Washington's premier tree sales and transplant company. With over 30 years of experience, Big Trees provides trees of all sizes for residential and commercial projects. Our 30-acre nursery features thousands of trees and hundreds of varieties that thrive in our Pacific Northwest climate. For hours, directions, and to see our wide selection of trees, visit BigTreeSupply.com.
Beauty, privacy, instantly. Big Trees.
Hey golf fans, Jordan Babineau here. Get ready for an unforgettable weekend at the 2025 Boeing Classic. Come see Masters champions and Hall of Fame golfers battle it out at the club at Snoqualmie Ridge, August 8th through the 10th. Bring the whole family and check out Seahawks Village, packed with fun for all ages. Plus, celebrate 20 years of the Boeing Classic, supporting the Benaroya Research Institute at Virginia Mason Franciscan Health. It's more than just golf. It's an experience you won't want to miss. August 8th through the 10th. Tickets start at just $20 and kids get in free. Visit BlowingClassic.com for more.
Icy cool and oh so sweet. It's $305,000 in cash. Turn over a new leaf by winning your share of these big summer bucks. Every Saturday in July and August, golden opportunities abound with hourly drawings from 8 p.m. until midnight, when one grand prize winner will score 10 grand with 50 grand on the last Saturday of each month. Don't forget, your Reef Rewards card can save you up to 25 cents per gallon at Lummi Bay Market next to Silver Reef. Silver Reef Casino Resort, located off I-5 exit 260.
1-877 Cars for Kids. K-A-R-S Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Why'd I go to the doctor?
One day at the firehouse, I was so lightheaded I could barely stand. Even my crew noticed. Getting checked out was the right call. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-275-1728. That's 800-275-1728.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
Get your freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
I don't read the internet, guys.
Take the bull by the hands.
And Brooke Ewart. And Brooke Ewart.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Ewart and Mike Salk.
I want to get right to these.
Yes, Brock, right now.
Yeah, get right to it.
Jeff Passan going to join us at 8:30, but we were at practice yesterday, day one of pads, and so some takeaways and tidbits of what we saw, and we will start there. Just it was a weird first padded practice, and Moore and I were both talking about it together. Like it didn't have that extra juice, that extra energy, that extra thump that I think we were expecting to see from the first padded practice.
It's a little odd, too, because they were off Sunday, right? They
Yeah.
were Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And by all accounts, the intensity was very ramped up, especially, what day was that? I guess they went Wednesday,
Friday and
Thursday,
Saturday.
Friday, Saturday. So by Friday or Saturday, you could tell they were itching to get to the pads, have an off day, bodies feel good. And you didn't hear a lot of the clanging of the pads yesterday?
Not really.
Right.
No, it was surprising. We didn't see a ton of that. I don't know why, but for whatever reason, it wasn't that kind of day. I'll start here really because
oh boy.
From everything I've heard, this was an anomaly. So I promise you by saying this.
The quarterbacks have looked really solid. I've been to, I think, 3 practices without you now.
I'm just giving you my observations of the day. And I've heard more. I believe you. I'm sure the quarterbacks have looked great. The quarterbacks yesterday did not have a good day collectively or individually.
This is like Heather to you saying, are you going to bring up SeaTac to Brock? Are you going to really do this?
I don't have a choice.
The Seahawks are like, Salk, are you really going to talk about
I saw what
our
I saw.
quarterbacks?
I feel bad, but it's what was there yesterday. Milroe threw what I think was his first interception of training camp, and it was a terrible, tentative, late pick six at his own goal line to Nick Emmanwori. It was not good. Yeah. Drew Lock had a ball fall out of his hands and moved the ball very little. Sam Darnold struggled to get the team lined up and snapped on time, and then didn't really do much once they did. It was just not a good day for the offense. Now, hopefully that's because it was a good day for the defense.
Yeah, we started practice the right way today, which was good. We haven't done that every day on defense, so that was nice. So offense needs to respond tomorrow because they didn't start fast enough today.
They didn't do much of anything. But, yes, the beginning was especially rough for the offense. So, look, I'm not going to make more of a deal of this than I need to. I'm just telling you what I saw. And if you were out there yesterday, you would have seen the same thing.
Yeah. I think one of the challenges throughout camp, and I don't want to steal your point, Maura, because I think you sent this last night, is there just have not been many wow throws. And I think that is a challenge of today's defense. I was chatting with somebody in the NFL that was asking me, what do you think of Penix? And I was like, man, in college, in space, attacking the field, every blade of grass from the line of scrimmage to legitimately, as Sam told me the first time he watched him throw it 75 yards. Like, that dude was just an anomaly. But translating to the NFL game, where it is so hard to throw down the field, the defenses just in style and scheme and approach are just like, no, we're going to put an umbrella above everything, and you're just going to have to take what's underneath it. And I think you're feeling that a little bit. Maybe that's sans DK as well, sans what Geno and Russell do really well too, which is throw the deep ball.
That's what I was running. They're just, I think they weren't even getting that far yesterday, but in other practices, I haven't seen some of the deep balls that I saw from Geno and Russ, and I'm wondering if we should expect less of that in this offense in general.
I think so. I think that's fair. I don't.
mean, other than Valdez-Scantling, they don't really have a lot of deep threats right now on the field.
We'll see if Horton can be that guy, because I've heard some positive things.
He looks good out there.
He looks very fast.
But I'll tell you, it was a rough day for the offense yesterday. I don't want to belabor the point, so we'll move on. But it was rough.
Okay, push.
I saw them do a drill. Now, they've probably done stuff like this, but it looked different to me yesterday, and that was the blitz pickup drill that the running backs were doing. And it was live, and they had them kind of between barrels, so there was like a space they had to go to. They did most of them up, the A-gap, but a couple were off the edge as well. Any guesses who was by far the best at that?
Oh, I know who that was. That's the Terminator.
That was Zach Charbonnet.
Yeah, he was unbelievable in Michigan.
He was so good.
Better at UCLA.
Oof.
Yeah.
I mean, they just every single time he stoned whoever it was
Were those
right in the gap.
safeties involved in that too, or was it all just linebackers?
Both. It might have just been linebackers.
No, Tyrese Knight and Ken Walker were going against each other.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember.
I think
O'Connell was in quite a few of those.
Pretty
I think
common drill with the linebackers and backs. You do see that a fair amount, and it's their pass rush one-on-one drills.
Man, Charbonnet was awesome. As was Damian Martinez, who had a really good day in general. But for a rookie, they always say, the rookies always struggle in pass pro. He did not. No. He looked really good, and Mike McDonald was impressed with him.
I think today was his best day he's had. Staying off the ground, seeing the runs. I had a feeling that he would show up a little bit more of the pads, so hopefully that trend continues.
And that was despite the team not running the ball very well, and that was without even mentioning what he did in the pass protection
He's a brick house, huh?
Yeah, he is.
Yes.
He looks solid, and he caught a couple passes, too.
Kenneth Walker, not as great in that drill necessarily, and who was that other guy? He struggled a couple times as well. He's probably not going to make the team. But, it was cool to see Charbonnet just come in.
Learn his name.
Something Wright. It was something Wright. I don't remember his first name.
Arcadia, I think.
There you go. Thanks, Maura. I got Maura for that.
Have some respect.
Maura remembers the names.
He's in the NFL.
I mean, not for long. No, NFL, not for long.
Walker was probably going up against one of the tougher ones, though, in Tyrese Knight, but yeah.
Yeah.
There's one against O'Connell.
Sounds like an excuse, Maura. Sounds like an excuse.
All right, Brock. Since you forced all of the members of the media to do their exercise for the week and sprinting,
did they run
over.
like the big guy in Happy Gilmore?
Yes.
And by the way,
Richard Kiel.
Little giveaway. In Happy Gilmore 2, they had Richard Kiel's son.
Oh, really?
Played by an former NBA guy. It's
wow.
7'5". So watching him run, and he was naked while running.
Oh, geez.
It was blurred out.
No,
it
was
Boban. Yeah, it was Boban.
Yeah, no thanks.
And, Happy Gilmore 2, no thanks.
Okay.
By the way.
No, that's a bad take.
I liked it. It was nostalgic.
I'll see if I can check it out.
What do you expect? Like, it was a callback to the first movie. It was good.
60 cameos.
One-on-one pass rush drills, Brock.
Yeah, talk to me.
Byron Murphy struggled.
Did he?
Really stoned twice in a row by Olu, who I guess did well. I mean, that's sort of the back and forth.
That's right.
But that did not seem to be a strength yesterday for Byron Murphy. I thought Derek Hall looked really good. He didn't rush that many times, but when he did, he looked strong, powerful. You could just kind of feel him right, when he got in there. I don't think you couldn't feel anybody more than DeMarcus Lawrence. I'm not joking. He picked up Abe Lucas like a tackling dummy and pushed him back 5 yards.
It looked like he got shot out of a cannon.
It was crazy.
Did he forklift him?
It looked like with the tackling dummy with the sleds.
Yeah.
Like what you do with a sled where you lift it up in the air.
Oh boy.
That's what he did to Abe Lucas. It was awesome. He is a strong dude.
Probably the best compliment I can have. He looks like a giant on film, so hopefully that paints a picture for you. I don't know what his actual measure. I think he's like 6'3" and something, 250 and something, but that's how he plays.
He
didn't you feel that way every time the Seahawks played the Cowboys when that guy was healthy?
Yeah,
you're like, that dude's 300 pounds. He looks like, honestly, Bruce Smith used to look. Bruce Smith, if you look up his size and number, now he had really long arms, but he wasn't 310 pounds. He was like 260, 270, but he just felt huge. Like, you can't block this guy one-on-one. So, yeah, I mean, this is always the back and the forth, right? Super positive to see some guys do really
but it comes at the expense of somebody else.
That's right.
Yeah.
But Byron didn't do his job. Well, it's great to see DeMarcus Lawrence. If you get a DeMarcus Lawrence with a little fountain of youth and he plays great, he can be one of the most disruptive defenders in the league.
I've not seen anybody do what he did to Abe Lucas yesterday. And I think Lucas came back and had a really nice rep the next time. So I'm not trying to torch Abe.
He's looked good in those drills overall.
It was like, whoa. Yep. He lifted that dude up and moved him backwards 5 or 6 yards. It was incredible. It was also cool to see Gray Zabel and Leonard Williams chatting. Leonard kind of coming across the line to hang out with Zabel for a good, 5-10 minutes, chatting with him, talking to him.
Yeah, you can see him doing hand motions, really trying to help him with some of the things he noticed in their one-on-one.
That is iron sharpening iron, and there's not a better piece of iron for Gray Zabel to be sharpened by than that dude. Because if you can block him, it's like those old timers felt about John Randall and others. Like, if you can block him and hold your own against him, you feel pretty good about just about anybody in the league going up against.
That was about it. I mean, you didn't really notice any of the wide receivers, to be honest, yesterday, and some of that was just some of the challenges the offense had in general. I thought Nick Emmanwori, in addition to the pick, had a really nice day. You noticed him, and he showed up quite a bit, but overall, probably a better day for the defense than the offense.
That word you said is a word that we've heard from Pete a lot, and that is just, can you feel their presence?
You did not feel the presence of the wide receivers.
Right.
You did feel the presence of Derek Hall.
Mm-hmm.
How's that?
That's pretty good.
I mean, that's kind of how I would.
That's been a constant for him.
Yeah, that would be probably my biggest two. I didn't feel that as much, but I noticed him out there.
Right.
But Hall the size, he looks even bigger than last year. We were looking at this dude might have gotten even bigger, which is crazy.
And he took a break from the short shorts yesterday. He was in pants.
Stacy was saying that when she looked at the video of them interviewing Derek Hall, she's like, I look like a tiny person next to him. It's like, well, yeah, but also he is a gigantic human being.
One other thing that I thought was interesting, they've been doing a lot of these. They took a break at one point where the offense, there's no defense out there. It's just the offense. They're running through everything almost half speed. It just seems like they're trying to see what it looks like if everything goes right. And maybe part of that's a new offense, but I was kind of disappointed that they did so much of that on a day in pads. Save that for the day when you're not in pads.
Yeah.
Or, those mini camps that you canceled. All right, coming up next, we'll give you guys everything you need to know, and then Jeff Passan will join us. We'll talk some baseball. It's Brock and Salk, Seattle Sports on 710.
Now batting for the Mariners, first baseman Josh Naylor.
The first contender to make the big move that says, we're all in.
Well, look at the Mariners striking first. How about that?
They did exactly what they needed to do at the deadline.
They do it without giving up a top 10 prospect.
It just kind of felt like, this is the right fit.
You're now looking at a 1 through 6 in your lineup that's deep. It's legitimate.
We're all over baseball's trade deadline on the home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
It is that time of year. I cannot wait for the weather to get warm like it is now on consecutive days. That means I can break the motorcycle out, ride to work, ride all over the place, and I love it more than just about anything. But I also know that it's not a matter of if, but when you get in an accident, what are you going to do? Well, I'll tell you, when you're injured in a motorcycle crash, don't settle for firms that say they're motorcycle lawyers. Trust the ones who live it. Law Tigers has been a part of the writing community for nearly 25 years nationwide. They are here 24/7 24/7, 365 days a year because riders deserve real support when they need it. Law Tigers is the resource riders can turn to when they are in need. Law Tigers is out at all the events and supporting all clubs and shops. The Law Tigers are always by your side. Your case evaluation is always free. There are no fees until your case settles. The Law Tigers, you never ride alone. Law Tigers, Washington's motorcycle lawyers. Jimmy Cook, 539 Broadway, Unit 104, Tacoma, Washington, 98402.
Recovery doesn't have to be boring. This event proves it. Have fun with sobriety at the 5th Annual Recovery Fun Fest at Seward Park Amphitheater, Saturday, August 9th. From noon till 10, there's going to be non-stop fun and events. They'll be giving away a free electric car at the end of the night. Receive 25 tickets towards the free car drawing just by showing up, and win more tickets throughout the day by engaging in fun activities. The fun starts at noon with free picnic and carnival-style food. Be a kid again and join drop-in kickball, softball, dodgeball, and volleyball games. Recovery Fun Fest kicks off at noon with open 12-step meetings at 1 and 4 p.m. with national speakers at 8 p.m. Lip sync battle at 9 and car giveaway at 10 where you must be present to win. Children under 18 can give their tickets to a parent or guardian or a friend over 18. The 5th Annual Recovery Fun Fest at the Seward Park Amphitheater, August 9th. Brought to you by Freedom Hall in Greenwood. This event is fun and free. RecoveryFunFest.com.
Feeling the heat? Cool off with Home Comfort Alliance. It's the final days of the warehouse clearance sale with savings up to 25% on brand new 2024 heat pumps and ACs while supplies last. And PSC customers, listen up. Add AeroSeal duct sealing for as little as $99. That's over $2,000 in savings. For heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs, trust Home Comfort Alliance. Go to homecomfortalliance.com and tell them John Curley sent you.
When it comes to the security of your business, doubts can creep in about who you're trusting to protect it. Are they a reliable service? How will I know if something happens? Are they keeping everyone safe? At Bay Alarm, we got you. For nearly 80 years, we've been putting our customers' minds at ease with our advanced technology and personalized support. Feeling insecure about your current security service? Visit bayalarm.com today to talk to a local security expert.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
The home of the Mariners.
Left off to center. It is on its way. Julio, 2-run home run.
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Need a new roof but not in the budget? A new roof doesn't have to break the bank. Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors here. Right now, State Roofing and Exteriors is offering 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. That's 2 years with no payments while getting the protection your home deserves. But this offer won't last forever. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to get on our summer schedule now. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
This might be the most surprising statistic I've shared in decades of doing local news. More than 75% of commuters will be involved in a car accident at some point. JP Pendergast of Pendergast Law with more.
What makes it more surprising? The average person will be involved in 3 to 4 collisions in their lifetime.
With accidents unbelievably prevalent, what are some safety tips if it happens to you?
Safety first. Secondary collisions are not uncommon while awaiting help. Turn on those hazards and remain in a safe place. If a bystander witnessed the accident, capture their information and encourage them to remain at the scene. Seek medical attention immediately if needed, as delaying can be a costly mistake. Lastly, remember that statements made to police and insurance adjusters can affect your case.
Collisions are more common than we'd like to think. If you find yourself in one, follow these helpful tips and then call my friends at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one's injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
PendergastLaw.com.
If it's game day or any day, Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton are your MVPs for trucks and SUVs. Experience the power of choice with the Tundra at 1.99% APR for 72 months. The Tacoma leasing at $299 a month. The all-electric BZ4X with 0% APR and the RAV4 leasing at just $319 a month. Find that all-star lineup at ToyotaofKirkland.com and ToyotaofRenton.com. Offers valid through August 4th, 2025. Excludes taxes, license, and negotiable $200 dealer documentation fee. See dealership for details.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
Really nice night for Ben Williamson in Sacramento. He kind of put the Mariners on his back last night, doing it with the bat. Yeah, he went 2 for 3 with a double, scored a run. That was cool, but that was not what made it his night. His defense was astounding. Play after play after play, including the game saver in the 8th.
Here's the pitch of the way, swinging a ground ball to third. Diving stop by Williamson. Gets to the bag at third for the force on Rooker coming down the line. And Ben Williamson saves the day again. His second spectacular play. He takes a double away from Soderstrom and turns it into an out. And the Athletics leave the bases loaded. What a night for Ben Williamson.
Things are getting a little dicey there, right? 2-run lead, 8th inning. Brash gets called upon, did not have his good stuff, walks about, and that ball was smashed down the left field line, and Williamson just makes every play. He's unbelievable over
Baseball's such a funny game. We talk about it all the time. You can't press. You can't grip the bat too tight. You can't try to make something happen. Yet at the same point, the dude is a human. He's a rookie. He, his family, his agent in the world has heard how much everybody wants Eugenio Suarez back. There is a sense of urgency, right? It's like that real fine line between a total heightened sense of urgency to make every play and then even make the plays no one else is making versus the I'm trying too hard and I'm not helping myself. And last night, could not have done more.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Him and Luis Castillo won that game in the opening game of the series. In a series, you'd sure love to see them win.
I like what a simple guy he is, too.
I think our pitchers were doing a good job getting weak contact all night, so it kept me pretty busy. That's a good thing.
And then he's asked about his hitting, too.
I mean, obviously, there's still room to grow. I'm not hitting the ball as hard as I want to, but I'm still working at it, and I'm going to try as hard as I can to get better at it.
What a great answer.
You know who he's
I'm going to
like?
try as hard as I can to just get better at it.
You know what he's like? He's like Lyle Goldstein's autograph.
No, jeez.
I just had Lyle sign something there.
Yeah.
Just very basic. In a great way. And as Lyle said, I want people to be able to read it. I want to be nice. Ben Williamson, I want to answer your question. I want to be nice.
I need to get better at hitting.
That's
what can
right.
I tell you? You're right. Luis Castillo goes 7 last night. That was a big deal. And Josh Naylor hit his first home run as a Mariner. Looked disgusted by the pitch, disgusted by the home run, disgusted by the trident. I love this guy. He's so cranky. He's awesome.
And by the way, Gambo's right on him. He's like the sneaky base runner. He's like Cal Raleigh.
He has 4. He's the first Mariner ever to steal 4 bases in his first 4 games. I mean, yesterday he got picked off, but still, like 4 and 4 is unbelievable. Anyway, Astros lose. Mariners just 3 back in the division.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
It's also, 2 days to go before the trade deadline. Jerry Dipoto telling Jim Bowden that they still want to be super aggressive.
I talked to Jerry Dipoto, the president of the Seattle Mariners, yesterday, and I asked him if he was done after making his great trade for Josh Naylor, and he said no. I mean, I'm going all in. I'm there. I'm going. And he's got his owners willing to spend money at this deadline. He has a farm system that's literally loaded. There's no reason why he shouldn't finish the job. And as a former major league reliever himself, that's his priority. That being said, I asked him if he was still in on Suarez, expecting a no, and he said, if I can add impact at third base, I'll do that too. So I think Seattle's going to be very, very fascinating here over the next couple of days here.
Again, I got to imagine Jerry didn't use those exact words, that he didn't say at third base. I would imagine Jerry said, if I can add impact, I would like to do that too, because it doesn't feel right to Ben Williamson. It's one thing for you and I and other people in the media to say they'd like to upgrade at third specifically. It's another for the team president to say. I just don't believe that's what happened.
An uncomfortable question. Do you think these teams, we hear that word collusion all the time. That was part of Bryce Harper, and we'll hear from Jeff about it. He wrote about it and the sound of it and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
That was part of Bryce Harper's screaming and cussing match with the commissioner of baseball and using that word collusion. You think, what is the line with collusion? You think teams talk? Think the Cubs have reached out to the Mariners like, hey, what are you willing to do?
I don't think so, no.
You don't think there's
not in that way.
Any of that goes on to try to
not
get
with
a
this.
deal for the market?
Not with trades. That's not what collusion's about. Collusion would be about price for free agency. Could it go on there? Hey, I don't know.
For the price of the trade, what do you give back?
Why would that help the owners?
No, I'm talking about like the different teams of, hey, we're not going to give up a top 10. You're not giving up a top 10 pick.
I don't think so, man. I don't think so at all, especially when they're in competition with each other in that way. That would very much surprise me. Suarez, as you may know, hit in the hand last night, x-rays negative. And if you thought that Emmanuel Clase was going to get traded, probably not. He's instead been put on leave pending the results of a second gambling investigation in Cleveland. Here's a little bit of Stephen Vogt, their manager.
It makes it hard. I'm not happy, Hornsey. Like this stinks. It's a different part of our game than we're dealing with because it's legal. And
well, I guess it's beyond the fact that it's legal. This just you can't have betting from the play. It's a mess. It's a huge mess. We'll ask Jeff about it in a few minutes.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
I don't want to run here, but just a pretty uneventful first day of padded practice for the Seahawks. Defense very good. Offense struggled. And Brock says even though Will Hernandez, the guard, is fully healthy at age 29, he's not a good fit for the Seahawks. So that's everything you need to know.
That is everything you need to know.
Quarter past every hour here on the Brock and Salk Show.
Quarter past every hour on the Brock and Salk Show.
Oh, you just repeat. That's nice. You're doing the repeater. Just you get caught doing the repeater. That'll happen.
You know what was amazing? We'll ask Jeff about this too. Ichiro's speech was awesome.
It was.
With everything going on, with training camp going on, the trade deadline going on, the Mariners 3 back. Like, it's just a little unfortunate that it doesn't stand alone that much more. But it's hard in a baseball season, right? Of when you're going to place that deal. But man, was Ichiro! I had so much fun listening to that.
Yeah, it was really
just
cool.
Smiling ear to ear.
No, if you were here yesterday, we talked a lot about it.
I'm sure you did.
I mean, you just missed it.
I got you.
I mean, you're just not here.
No, I understand.
I mean, you got to show up. I mean, if you want to talk Ichiro on the Ichiro day,
sure,
you gotta show up for it. I mean, it was its own need to know yesterday.
Great. Awesome.
Hey, you just missed it. All right. Jeff Passan joins us next. Brock and Salk, Seattle Sports on 710, SeattleSports.com.
Seahawks training camp is underway.
That is music to the ears.
And nobody gives you more insider access than the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Coach McDonald sitting down with us right now. This thing on and ready for you.
Watch how the Seahawks roster comes together.
Seattle Sports training camp coverage is presented by the Landing in Renton.
Seahawks training camp on Seattle Sports on 710, the Seattle Sports app, and the Seattle Sports YouTube page.
All right, we're deep into summer here. We are nearly into August, and you're busy. I am, certainly. God, I was running around all day yesterday, driving the kids from here to there and back again. So if you think that you're too busy to start a diet, workout, weight loss plan, you're not. That's just an excuse. Eastside Weight Loss Clinic will make it so easy for you. You're not going to feel like you're adding on one more thing to a busy life. No, you're going to be subtracting a ton of weight. I did the plan, lost 35 pounds, ran into Ryan Roland Smith over the weekend. He's lost 30, looked great. Talked to a listener, down 42 pounds with more to go. Look, this thing works, and summer is the perfect time to do it. You'll have more energy. You're not going to feel hungry while you're doing it. Feel pretty full, and the food tastes great. It's all real food that you buy at the grocery store. Dr. Coogan's been really successful. Over 4,000 local people have gotten his help. Why not be the next? Schedule your 15 minutes with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic. Just go to eastsideweightlossclinic.com. That's eastsideweightlossclinic.com. Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
There's a sink at the brink and a drain that's a pain.
Dayandnight.net.
The old throne's not too well, and ooh, does it smell?
Dayandnight.net.
Slow drains, backed up toilet, is your main drain or sewer clogged? Hi, I'm Bruce, General Manager of Day and Night Plumbing and Heating. Over the past 70 years, I think we've seen every drain clog out there. If your pipes aren't draining from a small fix to a major repair, our sewer and camera inspection will show exactly where the problem is. I promise you, our experienced technicians will find the issue, the right solution, and do it at a fair price. Give us a call or visit
Dayandnight.net.
I guarantee whether day and night is your first choice or your smart second opinion, we'll work harder than anyone to earn your trust.
If you have a drain that's slow or clogged, call Day and Night. Now you'll save $50 off any drain cleaning. Slow or clogged drains? You know where to go.
dayandnight.net.
You still have 40 million plus vehicles globally that are driving around with a potential ticking time bomb, a grenade in either their steering wheel or their dashboard. When we look to what injuries may have transpired from a defective airbag, we generally see loss of vision in an eye, or we see facial lacerations. We also see hearing loss. Unfortunately, we started seeing death after death after death. When that passenger airbag exploded, it basically degloved his entire face. He lost his nose, he lost his right eye. The type of catastrophic injuries that one is more accustomed to seeing in a Hollywood movie, and not something from a device in an automobile that's supposed to protect you. Morgan & Morgan has a national reach in terms of handling and prosecuting cases, notwithstanding the team of lawyers that we have collected that focus only on product liability day in and day out.
Morgan & Morgan. Visit us at badairbags.com for an office near you. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
It's the World Fighting Championships at Emerald Queen Casino Event Center, Saturday night, October 25th. Experience the thrill and excitement of high-energy mixed martial arts. Tickets at emeraldqueen.com. Don't miss this amazing professional mixed martial arts event, the World Fighting Championships, October 25th at Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. 21 and older, need gambling help? Call 800-547-6133 or visit emeraldqueen.com.
The home of the Mariners.
One hopper snared at short. On a quick hop by J.P. Crawford. That guy's a magician over there at shortstop.
Seattle Sports.
Download the Seattle Sports app.
You've heard the saying, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. Since 1926, my family's been helping local businesses make great first, second, and long-term impressions. We know how to make your company look good with quality uniforms, logoed apparel, floor mats, linens, and more. If you're paying for linen service or doing it yourself, let's have the conversation. The information and quote are free, but the savings and service can really add up. Visit suplinen.com. Superior Linen Service. It's what we do.
I have a handful of stories that really affected me personally in my career and how I handle employees. Lee Johnson, coming out of his office as a customer, asked me where the service department is. I was like, yeah, go to the end of the hall, go up the stairs, go across the breezeway, open a door, go to the left, you want Chevy, go to the right, you want Mazda. I didn't even have enough time to say, hey, what kind of car do you have? Here comes Lee, and it's like, oh, man, come with me, let me show you. And then having him come back and not dress me down is just almost like with that fatherly disappointment of like, hey, that's not how we take care of people. I mean, the right way is to walk her down to the stairs, walk her up the stairs, open the door for her, go over, across the way, open up that door, introduce her to somebody. So she's comfortable, she's made it to the right place, and that we value the business. What you did was you made it seem like she was an inconvenience to you. Customers are the purpose of our day.
The LJ way is the Lee Johnson Auto family.
Hey golf fans, Jordan Babineau here. Get ready for an unforgettable weekend at the 2025 Boeing Classic. Come see Masters champions and Hall of Fame golfers battle it out at the club at Snoqualmie Ridge, August 8th through the 10th. Bring the whole family and check out Seahawks Village, packed with fun for all ages. Plus, celebrate 20 years of the Boeing Classic, supporting the Benaroya Research Institute at Virginia Mason Franciscan Health. It's more than just golf. It's an experience you won't want to miss. August 8th through the 10th. Tickets start at just $20 and kids get in free. Visit BlowingClassic.com for more.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Not going to lie, it's pretty cool to have the leading voice in baseball reporting on the show just 2 days before the baseball trade deadline. Jeff Passan of ESPN with his weekly appearance. Good morning, Jeffrey. How are you?
Gentlemen, how are you? I'm walking out to the pond by which I do this. This bit every year.
The ESPN Bristol Walden Pond experience with Jeff Passan.
What did you make fun of him last year? You made fun of him for some reason last year because he was
You did. You were at Bird last year. I remember that.
Remember that?
Yeah.
You were stressed and Salk.
You were like Ralph Waldo Emersoning out there, and I was making fun of you.
Yeah. Oh, you're stressed. Oh, it's so stressful to get the job.
Oh, that's right, because Jeff was complaining that he had the best job in the universe during the trade deadline.
First off, was not complaining. You asked a question about how I was feeling. I told an honest answer, and instead of being an empathetic friend, you decided to turn it on me and go full like Salk heel. And you never know when this is coming.
That's true.
You never know when it's going to
Jeff,
happen.
I believe you
Mike
threatened to
didn't take
block him so he wouldn't get breaking news in the MLB, and he told you he would get it from Bob Nightingale.
I'm going to get it from Ken Rosenthal. He came up with the report that Dylan Moore might be made available by the Mariners after going 2 for 54, and he legitimately put that in an article. Sorry.
I mean, but it's true, right?
He's available in that he's going to get DFA'd in 2 days, but like available? I don't know. That one kind of cracked me up. Let's get to reality, Jeff. Let's start with Josh Naylor. We haven't had a chance to talk to you since the Mariners made the deal. He's a fascinating player to watch, even in just 4 or 5 days. He hits home runs and then looks at it with disgust. I mean, like, this guy's fascinating. I love him.
I love the attitude, and it will piss opponents off, right? Like they do not like Josh. Josh Naylor is like the classic. You love him when he's your teammate. You might not when he's not. And I like adding a little bit of attitude to this team. I'm not saying like the Mariners are too nice or anything, but just in playoff baseball especially, you need edge. And having a guy in the lineup who he just fits everything so perfectly, fit a position of need at first base, added another guy who has really good bat-to-ball skills, has some pop in the middle of the lineup. You look at the Mariners lineup right now, guys, like I know they want to add Gino Suarez, and if they can do that, it would be great. I'm kind of comfortable with where this lineup is at this point. Like, if I'm the Mariners, even if they don't get Suarez, I feel pretty good about it, right?
Yeah, there's still probably some cleanup work. I think you're right. The day-to-day starting lineup is professional grade. I think it's the bench bats of Dylan Moore, who really is just unfortunate. And I like Dylan, but he's just mired in just one of the worst slumps you've ever seen. 2 for 54 with a 50+% strikeout rate during that time. Yeah. And then, what we've seen this year from Donovan Solano, like there's still just some work to be done around the edges of the roster offensively. But I agree with you. I mean, when you see that starting lineup, it's a pretty good lineup right now, and it's gotten a whole lot deeper with the addition of Naylor.
Yeah, and Randy Arozarena's been awesome this year. Like he's been really, really good. That was a good addition. And I know you gave up Aiden Smith and Brody Hopkins, but that's the price for a player of Arozarena's caliber, and he has been not consistently solid, but we've seen like him go on Jags when he gets hot. It's awesome. Seeing Julio hit for power the way he has over the last week, and then you add Cal Raleigh, and J.P. Crawford has been so incredibly steady at the top of the lineup. It's just, I think they're getting, if not the best version of their offense that they can, pretty close to it at this point. And, man, if they get, I think after I was on last week, Logan Gilbert went out and absolutely shoved, and then we saw 4 innings in his last start that looked like classic Logan Gilbert, and it was a little rough after that. But if they get the pitching, and if they get just another arm, maybe 2 out of the bullpen to solidify it, this is a good team. This is a team that can win the American League, and I say that more because the American League is just kind of than the fact that the Mariners are great. But, hey, you play the hand that you're dealt, and every team in the American League right now has been dealt a hand where nobody else is that much better than them that they have no excuse not to go for it at this point.
So as we're circling the pond, what is the market doing 48 hours before the deadline?
It is slow go at this point. I just got off the phone with the GM, and it's like, is anything going to happen? It's like, I don't know. I mean, I think so. Deadline spur action. We know that. And last year, the last 2 days were particularly busy. But I'm not sure that there are going to be any huge names that go. It's going to be really interesting to see where Suarez winds up. The acute need in Chicago isn't quite as much, with Matt Shaw hitting 4 home runs over his last 9 games and looking more potentially like an everyday solution. I haven't gotten the sense that Cincinnati is going to be in huge there. Detroit maybe, Philadelphia maybe, but I also don't think that the Mariners are going to give up one of their top prospects for a rental bat, regardless of how good Eugenio Suarez actually is. So it's going to be interesting to see from the Mariners' perspective, can they thread that needle with Suarez, or are they going to devote their attention more to trying to pick up guys around the margins? I don't think that they're going to be the high bidder necessarily on any of the top relief arms with multiple years of control. Like going out and getting Griffin Jacks would be awesome, or getting Joan Duran would be fantastic. But are they going to be willing to offer up 2 top 100 prospects for that guy? No, they're not. And so if that is the threshold and the standard, and Minnesota's sticking firm to that, then that's not going to happen.
Why not? Why not? I'll speak for the Mariners fans, and I'm sure screaming right now. Well, why not? Why, if not now, when? And you've got a plethora of prospects.
If it's not now, when? Next year, or the year after, or the year after that? Can I throw something out there that I think is important and that is not really being considered? And frankly, I'm guilty of this. I was not considering this either until recent days. After this year, Griffin Jacks has 2 years of club control remaining. The 2026 season is going to be great, and he would be an incredible bridge alongside Matt Brash to Andres Munoz, or if Munoz has pitched too much, he would be a guy who is a perfect candidate to close. What about 2027, when there might not be a season? Don't you have to factor that in, guys, when you're considering the price that you're willing to pay for a guy who has 2 years of club control? And now, I'm not sitting here and saying that there isn't going to be a 2027 season. Frankly, I think there's too much to lose for both the players and the league to shoot themselves in the foot that way. But last week, one of the biggest stars in Major League Baseball got in the face of the commissioner and said, if you want to talk about a salary cap, you can get the bleep out of our clubhouse. And there are a lot of Major League Baseball owners right now who not only want to talk about a salary cap, but want that to be the hill that they're willing to die on. So you're telling me that the 2027 season isn't in jeopardy? I'm not trying to be an alarmist. I'm not trying to stir up any controversy here. I'm simply trying to say that when you're looking at acquiring a guy who has 2 years of control beyond this year, you have to bake in the fact that one of those years, or at least a portion of one of those years, could potentially be lost. And that's part of the calculus in this situation. So why, Brock, wouldn't I give up 2 top 100 prospects? That's part of the reason. But beyond that, because the way that this organization is going to be sustained over the long haul is by having young players who can complement the ones that are there right now. And if I'm going to give up capital in the form of prospects, I just don't want to do it for a guy who pitches only 1 inning at a time. That's me personally, my philosophy. If we're talking about an everyday player, if we're talking about a starting pitcher, I feel like it's different. But for a relief pitcher, man, that I know they're important in October, but man, that is a high price to pay.
Well, Jeff, you're speaking my language. I mean, you and I have been talking about this impending lockout thing for a while, and I've been of the belief for at least a year now that there is going to be a lockout, that it is going to be a major hill that the owners are going to die on, because everything in baseball was built off an RSN economic model that no longer exists, and the prices have gone up and up and up for the players. And I do think there's going
that though, Mike, that's the confusing part of this whole thing for me, right? Because the television rights, Rob Manfred's aiming to do a full, all-in, everything included national package for the 2028 season. And we all know what the television ratings looked like after the strike in 1994 killed the World Series.
Yep.
They cratered the next year. So you're telling me that they are willing to sit out potentially the 2027 season and have the ratings in the year before they negotiate that deal reflect that?
I hope you're right, Jeff, and that's the thing that ends up salvaging it so it doesn't go down that road. But I was pretty, when I saw your report on Bryce Harper yelling at Rob Manfred like that and cursing at him, which, by the way, wow.
And then Manfred cursing right back at him, correct?
Yep.
I mean, he didn't just...
Came right back at him.
Yeah.
What did he say back?
There was an F-bomb in there, too.
Wow. I missed that part of the story.
Yeah.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah.
I mean, like, the acrimony there is obviously pretty significant, but it does feel as if baseball is pushing, for me anyway, and maybe I don't have as much evidence for this, but it just feels like baseball is getting closer and closer to dying on that hill and saying, we're going to have what every other major sport in America has. So let's not get into it today. It's still trade deadline time. There's still too much fun to be had, although not for Cleveland Guardians fans, because apparently some of their trade deadline chips are not around anymore. What is going on with this betting story?
What we know is that Luis Ortiz, Guardians right-hander, on June 15th, against the Mariners, and June 27th against the Cardinals, threw pitches that were way out of the strike zone, the second one against the Cardinals in particular. And that unusual betting action had been placed on both of those pitches because nowadays in the gambling landscape, you can bet on individual pitches to be balls or strikes, which is kind of wild. And the Pandora's box, gentlemen, is open. I don't know how they're going to close it, whether it's regulation over these micro bets, but I say with a fair degree of certainty that these are not the only cases. They're just the cases that have been flagged. And it's terrifying to me because what is a game if not one that has some semblance of credibility among the fans that what they're watching is real? You know what it is then? It's World Wrestling Entertainment. And I would really, 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 really hate to see a scenario in which I'm watching any professional sporting event. And even in the back of my mind, I'm thinking a little inkling of, is this real? Is what's going on here on the up and up? Because if not, then, it's just sports entertainment, not sports.
When we chat with you next Tuesday, speaking of betting, we chat with you next Tuesday, how many new Mariners are going to be on this 26-man roster?
Great question. I'd say 2.
You think it's a reliever and bat of some sort?
Yeah, I think so. If it's 3, it would be 2 relievers and a bat.
There's been a conversation here in town about potentially adding another starting pitching arm, and John Morosi's come on the station a few times and said that as well, and he's not alone. I mean, a bunch of people have said it. Logan Evans has done really nice work, but may hit a pitching limit at some point this year, and Emerson Hancock's been up and down. And
Bryce Miller, we don't
know what's going on there. Is there any?
I think Bryce Miller's going to be all right, by the way.
Well, that'd be good. Do you think there's any chance or need for them to go add a starting pitcher?
Chance? Sure. Need? Priority? No.
Jeez, what did you just do? Did you just skip a rock and it did it 3 times and you're like,
Was that good or bad? I can't tell.
I think you were just channeling Henry David Thoreau, I thought there.
I mean, I thought it was pretty impressive.
You're just going to your well of 3 named male white poets from back in the day. Do you have any others aside from Ralph Waldo Emerson and Henry David Thoreau?
Excuse me. He's a 3 named white guy, too.
Slightly different style, but yeah, we could go Edgar. I mean, Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. You want to go Henry Wadsworth Longfellow? You want to go Oliver Wendell Holmes? Like, how many of these do you want, Jeff?
You know what, Salk? I appreciate your bag. It's a deep one.
That's about it. I think I've now emptied it, unfortunately. What'll be the effect of Aaron Judge going on the IL for the MVP race?
Potentially profound. I mean, Cal's the betting favorite now. And I think that may have been a little bit too much of the pendulum swinging in the other direction. But when we're looking at counting stats, they matter. I don't know that they matter quite as much as like a triple slash to voters anymore. I think that OPS and the lead that Judge has there is still going to be difficult to overcome. But if you have significantly more home runs for Cal Raleigh, if he's ahead in runs batted in, if he's ahead in total bases, and more than anything, just if he's played more, like to me, that would be the tiebreaker. Like if I don't vote anymore, but if I did and I were looking at those two, I'm looking at the defense and just the grind of the position that Cal Raleigh plays, and the number of games that they've played, and it has a chance to be a significant difference. Judge is going to be resigned to designated hitter duties for, at least a week. I would assume more after he gets back. And there's a realistic possibility that if his elbow doesn't recover, that he's going to be designated hitter for the rest of the season. And then, the defensive difference between the two grows even greater every game he plays at DH. So, I think, I said earlier this year, guys, that it would take an injury, something like that for Cal to have a real shot. I think he's got a real shot now.
You think the Derby and the whole All-Star week had something to do with it also, and kind of just introducing himself to some of the folks who maybe don't get a chance to see him all the time?
Yeah, it's really interesting to see Pat McAfee, for example, tweeting about Cal Raleigh now, or to see the number of times that the main ESPN account talks about the big dumper. Like the narrative stuff is working, and I give the Mariners a lot of credit. They have spent a lot of time and energy trying to build up Cal Raleigh the character to meet the level of Cal Raleigh the player, and I give credit to Cal too for embracing it. He's gone full bore on it and gone along with a smile the whole way. And I think it's really cool to see America now understanding this little gem that you guys have had for so long.
Hey, can we go back to some of this trade deadline stuff? So when the Naylor deal gets made, I think most people here felt like they didn't give up a whole lot. Lyle was upset because he likes Brandon Garcia personally, but and Garcia might turn out to be a nice player, but they did not give up a tremendous amount in order to get Naylor. How much more?
Ashkenazi has a chance to be good, guys.
Okay.
But
I'd be willing to bet most people in Seattle have never heard of him.
Yes.
Right.
I don't want to discount that, but what I will acknowledge is that they didn't touch Emerson, Farmello, Sloan, Saincha, Laz, Arroyo, Ford, and Celestin.
I mean, that's a lot.
Yeah, I know, but what's a lot, and I think what's to really appreciate going forward is that the Mariners have put themselves in a position. Not all of those guys are going to succeed. Like, that's just a reality of it. There is breakage along the way, whether it is in elbow ligaments, confidence, ability to catch up to velocity or to read spin. But if the Mariners get 3 or 4 good everyday players out of this group, if they're at a 40 to 50% hit rate on those guys,
right,
that's going to sustain them for half a decade going forward.
So,
and that Brock is why the only way you trade guys of that ilk is if you're going out and getting people who are going to continue to be contributors, not ones who can go and reach free agency this offseason.
So then what if that's the market for Josh Naylor, who, by the way, might be in competition with Cal to see who has the biggest dumper on the team? What is the market for Eugenio Suarez? How much more do you have to give up for Gino?
It'll be more, but let me turn this on you guys. Would you give up any of those 8 to get Eugenio Suarez?
So it's a great question, and I'm torn. Yes, some of them. I mean, I think not all of them. I wouldn't put them all in the same category. I think Harry Ford is blocked, and that gives me a little bit. It's a little easier to want to give up on someone like him than, say, Colt Emerson or Las Montez. But the challenge I'm having with 2 months of Geno Suarez, as great as he's been, is that we know as well as anyone in Seattle, having watched him for 2 years, he's just a streaky player. And in 2 months, if you get bad Geno as opposed to good Geno, you've essentially just thrown away a good prospect for a guy that will hurt you. Now, if you get good Geno, you're a World Series contender because you're just going to add 50-plus home runs to this lineup. So, I mean, it's a major, major risk.
It is. And the question I think that the Mariners are asking themselves, is this a team, is this a year worth risking?
Yep.
And that's, it's easy for us to say yes, and it might be right. I don't discount for 1 second that it could turn out really well, but it could also turn out really poorly. And that's something that, the Mariners are in the position that they're in right now because they have not been loose in terms of their risk matrix. They haven't gone out and done anything that's been particularly crazy or a huge overpay. I mean, they gave up a lot.
But they're also in the position they're in because of that the other way, too.
Right.
I mean, like, you could say the exact same words and say the Mariners are in this position of having not won, not made it to an ALCS in forever because of the same problem.
Because
so you can really look at it
because-
both ways.
Yeah, and look, at some point you have to. At some point you have to do something that's stupid.
So is this team worth
And
it?
it might not work.
Is this league worth it?
From Jeff Passan's perspective, is this the right season to take some of those potentially stupid risks?
Yes.
See, that's a one-word answer, and I don't need 3 names for a poet. You got 1 minute here to tell me what Ichiro. Everybody in that building, everybody around the country knew him by one name. And to hear him do his speech in English and to hear some of that background was so remarkable for so many of us. From your perspective here, Jeffrey, in the final minute before you get run into GM calls and everything else, what do you take away from Ichiro's Hall of Fame speech?
I think everybody finally got a look at the things that we behind the scenes have gotten to see and been privileged to see for all of these years, that Ichiro Suzuki is a funny man. And and he was, I think for a long time, he felt like he had this image that he had to not only protect but cultivate as a warrior, as a craftsman. But Ichiro contains multitudes, and one of the reasons that teammates loved him as much as they did is because they knew that there was nobody who could break up a room in laughter quite like he could. And I'm glad he was willing to break the character that he had built for all of these years to show that there are more sides to him than the very talented swordsman who was able to go out and carve hits like nobody else.
Wow.
It's a pretty good answer right
You
there.
brought it home. Holy smokes.
I mean, that's a guy walking around like Walt Whitman on the pond, like Louisa May Alcott, like all the other great transcendentalist writers, Brock. That's Jeff Passan there. And amusingly, because I just looked up transcendentalism, Edgar Allan Poe, big hater on transcendentalism.
Big hater.
I mean, really ripped those guys, referring to them as what did he call them? Frog ponds or something?
Sure.
Yeah, so we're learning a lot here today. Thank you, Jeff, for bringing this up.
The frogs say hello.
He called them frog pondians.
Sure.
Frog pondians. And maybe that's what Jeff is as he walks around in Bristol. Jeff, good luck with the last couple of days here. I hope it doesn't stress you out too much, and we'll talk next week.
It will. Thank you, boys.
Bye.
There's Jeff Passan. We'll be right back on Brock and Salk.
Now batting for the Mariners, first baseman Josh Naylor.
The first contender to make the big move that says, we're all in.
Well, look at the Mariners striking first. How about that?
They did exactly what they needed to do at the deadline.
They do it without giving up a top 10 prospect.
It just kind of felt like, this is the right fit.
You're now looking at a 1 through 6 in your lineup that's deep. It's legitimate.
We're all over baseball's trade deadline on the home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Power up your summer fun in a new Toyota Camry. It's all hybrid all the time with available all-wheel drive. Now through August 4th, get 4.99 APR financing on any new 25 Camry. Or lease a new Camry LE for just $299 a month for 36 months with $32.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS, tax, title, and license extra. A negotiable doc fee of up to $200 may be added. Call 1-888-48-TOYOTA for details or go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten. Classics are remixed. Bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
Feeling the heat? Cool off with Home Comfort Alliance. It's the final days of the warehouse clearance sale with savings up to 25% on brand new 2024 heat pumps and ACs while supplies last. And PSC customers, listen up. Add AeroSeal duct sealing for as little as $99. That's over $2,000 in savings. For heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs, trust Home Comfort Alliance. Go to homecomfortalliance.com and tell them John Curley sent you.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Aleve can help you deal with pain less throughout your day. Whether it's a long day on your feet, a demanding workout, or everyday aches and pains, you need relief that can keep up when pain persists. Aleve is here for you with longer-lasting body pain relief compared to leading OTC-branded pain relievers. With just one pill, Aleve lasts up to 12 hours. Don't let those aches hold you back from doing what's important to you. Use as directed.
It's back to school season, and Clorox is donating 2 million disinfecting wipes to classrooms across America. Because back to school means things can get a little bit messy. Just ask second grade teacher Mr. Torres.
Put me and just one Clorox wipe on a team? We can take on crayon smudges, sticky fingerprints on every surface, sneezes on the door handle, juice box explosion by the sink, snack crumbs, and don't even get me started on the bathroom passes.
Clorox disinfecting wipes. Teacher's #1 wipe.
Think about it. Bathroom passes.
Clean feels good. Based on unit sales data.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Need a new roof but not in the budget? A new roof doesn't have to break the bank. Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors here. Right now, State Roofing and Exteriors is offering 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. That's 2 years with no payments while getting the protection your home deserves. But this offer won't last forever. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to get on our summer schedule now. State Roofing and Exteriors. Help held to a higher standard since 1968.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
Give me a freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Heward and Matt Marcus. Sorry about Mike.
Heward, not exactly Joe Cap there in the pocket.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
Frog Pondian, Brock. Frog Pondian.
Okay, put your Frog Pondian hat on. What are you doing? Push comes to shove. What are you doing? Kyle Brown just saw our...
I don't know, is the team good or not?
Just saw our PD. Well, so what are you doing?
Yeah.
What's Salk doing? What's Lyle doing? What's Mora doing? What's Amacho Quattro doing? Are we giving up a top 10 prospect for Gino Suarez? Gino's not making those 3 plays Ben made last night.
No.
As good as he is defensively, he's not making those plays.
No, but maybe he hits 2 home runs and...
Maybe he strikes out 3 times and doesn't get you a double. And
yeah, I am. Yes. I mean, the answer for me, yeah, and I appreciate Jeff's idea on the deadline as well, or on the potential lockout in 2027. And does that hurt some of the value of a Griffin Jax or one of those other guys? And for whoever is saying that I'm the one obsessed with Griffin Jax, everyone is. The guy's really, really good.
But you're the most.
Am I?
Yeah.
I mean, Jeff mentioned him as soon as we asked about relievers.
The Frog Pondian in this market is the most
Maybe
obsessed.
It's because the Mariners really like him and know that he's a really good pitcher. And, you know, people who have contacts in and around the Mariners system
It's very easy
know
to
how
say,
much they like him.
It is very easy for us to say, yeah, give up Henry Ford. Of course you do that deal. You know,
Harry Ford.
I like Henry better. He's blocked. I mean, Henry's long gone, but still give him up. Dig him up. And then give him away
with a Model T to boot.
That's right. Yeah, it's easy to say give away Harry Ford.
I don't think I'm saying give away Harry Ford. I think
I'm saying that.
No, I don't say give him away. It's Harry Ford doesn't have a great fit in this organization long term. So how can you maximize the value on Harry Ford? And if that means a trade for Griffin Jax, and yes, I'm willing to do it. If it means a trade for Gino Suarez, yeah. I'm willing to do it. Now, that doesn't mean every one of the top 10 prospects I would say that about.
Okay.
I'm not going to say that about Emerson. I'm not going to say that probably right now about Las Montes or Michael Arroyo or even maybe Felnin Celestine and Sloan. But Harry Ford specifically just doesn't have a great long-term fit here. The Mariners drafted a catcher in the 2nd round. They drafted another catcher later. It feels like they're prepared for this.
Well, Keith Law told us he thought his value was declining, right? Is there a certain point where you hang on to him too long while he's blocked that you're not going to get what you would?
And hopefully that hasn't already been the case, right? So he's still a young catcher. He still has value. If that gets you Gino Suarez, yeah. Yeah, I would say at that point,
So
Brock,
are you
I would
reading
do
the
that.
tea leaves at all? What happened in Tampa yesterday? Tampa moves on from their catcher, right? They trade him away. I think there's a lot of us that looked at that and thought, wow, if there's an organization that Jerry and Justin have done more deals with than anybody else, it is them. And what if you're telling me Harry Ford is not the perfect Tampa Bay Ray
He
player?
is the perfect Tampa Bay Ray.
Yes, he is.
Perfect.
For the next 6 years. And
All
you got
right,
a guy
so
that
you
played
want to
in
give
the
him up for
Futures
Pete
game 3
Fairbanks?
times? Is he an elite arm?
Lyle, Pete Fairbanks, would you consider him to be an elite arm?
He's up there.
Okay.
Now, he does walk people. I'll give people that. You know, I'll preface it with that. But, yeah, I mean, you want to talk about – I don't know if he's quite in the Jax Duran Class A bucket, but it's a very small step below.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Maybe you're getting something back with that in order to make that deal possible. Okay, he's not quite, but okay, maybe it's for Pete Fairbanks and I don't know what the other and is, and I don't pretend to be familiar enough with the Tampa roster to know exactly what they would have to give one way or another. But yeah, I mean, I think Harry Ford is a good fit with Tampa. It's also possible, look, we know Arizona wants, major league ready prospects, and they may not need a catcher. So maybe there's a deal to be made where, you trade Ford to Tampa for some of their young talent, and then that young talent goes to Arizona, and you end up with Gino Suarez. But, there's a lot of ways this can work.
Yeah, I think here's the bottom
credit
line.
Jerry and Justin for being pretty creative. I just think there's a few players out there that they are willing to go to the mat for, and they're probably going to go back and forth on Gino. I think there's reasons to and not to. But a guy like Griffin Jax and I can't get past the fact that last year Jimmy Garcia did not help. and that if you had gone bigger than Jimmy Garcia, maybe it would have.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that's kind of in there.
You know what I can't get by? Like big picture of everything. And it is a multi-layered conversation with all these different, well, what if this and what if that? And you can just continue to, bury yourself in that. What I can't get by is what the market is telling you. What the market of baseball and the market of the American League, and where Jeff really started on this whole thing, this is an American League unlike almost any year I can remember. There is not just this overwhelming, dominant team that you're looking at going, man, we match up with them. Sorry, right? Like we match up with the 49ers in their heyday in the NFC Championship game. If they could have got by the Atlanta Falcons in 2012, you're not winning the next week. Like you're out of gas. You don't have the personnel. You don't have the people. Like this is an American League right now, right? And we'll see if maybe one of them or two teams make a little move here or make a little move there and everything else. But this isn't an American League where you faced anybody this season and been like, yep, can't compete with them.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I know. The Yankees took, 5 or 6 from you, and you went there and got swept, and that was unfortunate. But you swept away the Detroit Tigers against their very best.
I mean, all of that is true. The flip side of that, of course, is you're a few games over 500. You haven't
You're
really
6 games over 500, right? You've kind of sat at that mark now for some time.
But you've been sitting there. It's kind of what I mean. You've just been sort of win 1, lose 1, win 2, lose 2, win 3, lose 3. Like it's kind of just been.
You need some help. You need a little bump. This group, you probably are going to do that for the next 50 games.
Look, I tend to agree with you, and I would like to see them be positive and be proactive and go out and get the next bat and arm to help them get over the hump. But and I agree with Jeff. Is this the right year to do it? Yeah, because of what's around you. God, are you watching these teams the Mariners play most nights? They stink. Yep. I could not be less impressed with the teams that I've watched this year. Milwaukee seems like a pretty good team.
Yep.
I like that team. Mm-hmm. I think Milwaukee is a very good team. We haven't really seen the Dodgers here this year. Obviously, they're still a good team. And the Met, there's a couple good teams. But God, most of what I see stinks on ice. The Astros stink. The Rangers have major problems. They've got some pitching, but they've got some major problems. The who else have we seen recently? The Angels, that team stinks. And unfortunately, the Red Sox are not that good. Mm-hmm. The Twins aren't very good. The Cleveland's not very good. Yeah. Kansas City's not very good. Chicago. Even Detroit's not that good. Yeah. What are we like? A lot of these teams are very unimpressive.
That is what your American League market is.
I know.
In a way that it has not been that in some years past.
Totally agree.
Any year past.
But unfortunately, you've not. The only thing holding back for me would just be you haven't done enough to truly show you deserve it. You're really close. And I think that you could. It's why it's a risk factor as opposed to an automatic sure thing.
Then you go for it and you say, okay, you're a piece or two away, and it may not be a Eugenio Suarez. It may be an elite reliever, and the 25th guy on is better than Dylan Moore, better than Solano, and better than those guys. So you just give them a little oomph in this league right now that is as wide open as we can ever remember it. Give them a little something. Give them a little push. Look at what Naylor has done just in these 4 or 5 days. It just, as Jeff said, it feels like a legitimate American League contending lineup now.
I know, and I agree with you, Brock. Again, I'm in on this. I'm playing a little bit of devil's advocate because I agree with you. The other side of that, though, is that has helped, and you've gone 500.
And the other side of it is, oh gosh, I can't give away prospects. Can't give away these guys. Yes, you can.
Well, I'm with you on that.
Because you can draft and develop them, and you just added Cade Anderson, and you just added.
I know.
Right? I mean,
at some point, you got to move on from the guys. You can't keep everybody. I agree. It's just too bad they haven't done that little bit extra to be like, oh, okay. Like this team is in first place. They're but they're 3 games out. I mean, Houston's come crashing back to earth as expected, and the Mariners are poised and ready. So yeah, I really do hope these next 2 days are active. I would love to see them, and I'm willing to see them take a chance in order to bring back a guy who, especially a reliever, is going to be here for a couple of years. I think there's a lot of value in that as well. All right, we're going to answer the question jerk at the end of the show today. So if you have questions, start thinking about them. You can text them in 286-979-3776. Yeah, we'll give you guys everything you need to know. A little bit more football conversation as well. How serious a problem is it that the quarterbacks have been, well, at least yesterday, not up to snuff? What does that really mean? Or is it completely natural and just an off day? We'll ask Brock those questions here in about 20. It's Brock and Salk Sales Sports on 710.
Bump and Station, weekdays 10 to 2.
I'll start with the biggest storyline. I mean, it's Sam Darnold, right?
Yeah, it's got to be Sam. When you get into training camp, this is when you really make this thing yours. And I compared it to like religion. Like, you just got to have faith, dog. Like, that's the only way. You can feel it sometimes, depending on what you believe in. You can see it sometimes, but you don't really know. You got to have faith.
Bump and Stacy, weekdays 10 to 2 on Seattle Sports, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
When the heat's in 11,
cool AC would be heaven.
Dayandnight.net. Some AC you'll be loving
when your house is an oven.
Dayandnight.net.
Northwest summers are beautiful, but there's always a long, hot stretch that makes everyone say, man, AC sure would be nice. Well, except for that one annoying friend who won't stop talking about how great his AC is. Hi, I'm Bruce with Day and Night Plumbing and Heating. Don't sweat through another summer. Have Day and Night keep your house cool and comfortable by installing a high-efficiency AC or heat pump. Or if you have an existing system, we'll come and service it. Make sure it's running efficiently and ready to cool when you need it.
when the summer is cooking.
We're the place to be looking.
Dayandnight.net. Stay cool this summer with Day and Night. Call now to get 10% off an air conditioner or heat pump. Plus, no payments or interest for a year OAC. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
Dayandnight.net. Overburdened with a bunch of stuff you don't want anymore, but feel bad throwing it away? John here with Happy Hauler, Seattle's eco-friendly junk removal. We prioritize donating and recycling. We'll help get your items to those in need instead of going to the landfill. At Happy Hauler, we pride ourselves on responsibility, community, and sustainability. We're a family-run small business that provides junk removal, donations, and recycling. Make yourself, your community, and the planet happy. It's time to reclaim your space. HappyHauler.com, hauling with a heart.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Why'd I go to the doctor? One day at the firehouse, I was so lightheaded I could barely stand. Even my crew noticed. Getting checked out was the right call. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit NoTimeToWait.com, sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
The home of the Mariners.
It is gone! Cal Raleigh, 2-run home run!
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Summer is in full swing, and T-Mobile Park is the hottest spot in Seattle. Randy Arozarena, his 4th home run in the last 3 games, and he is high-stepping all the way to 3rd. Don't miss out on special events like the next Mariners Fireworks Night this Friday, presented by T-Mobile. Cal Raleigh and the crew are taking on the division rival Rangers at 7:10, and after the final out, we'll be lighting up the sky with an epic post-game show. fireworks, and Mariners baseball. That's 2 spectacular shows in one unforgettable night.
Holy smokes, what a firecracker! Up first deck, number 34 for the big dumper.
Go to Mariners.com to lock in your seats and check out what's on deck at the ballpark, including Aloha Shirt Day this Saturday at 1:10. Plus, be here for more can't-miss post-game events. The Mariners Drone Show is August 22nd, presented by Muckleshoot Casino Resort. And the final fireworks night of the season is September 12th. Mariners baseball. Trident's up.
The LJ way is the Lee Johnson Auto family.
Hello. Welcome to the Lee Johnson Auto family. This is King. This organization's a special one. They call it the Lee Johnson Auto family, and it's not just a name. It's not just some cliche. They foster an environment for us to become a family, to work together, to really become close. And they show us in a lot of different ways that they do value us. Is it perfect? No place is. But I've been very thankful to be here in the almost 10 years and have every plan to stay here for a lot longer and just watch it continue to grow.
He's fun and professional, which explains why so many people visiting Lee Johnson Kia ask for him by name. The LJ way is the Lee Johnson Auto family.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
All right, Mariners take game 1 in Sacramento. Why? Pitching and defense. Honestly, I would say it would be the big reason. They get a little bit of offense, and it was great to see Josh Naylor going yard for his first home run as a Mariner. Wanted no part of the Trident afterwards, like to put that thing away, get it away from me. Somebody suggesting that if Cal's the big dumper, he is the big grumper.
Was that Matt in Oregon?
Oh, I don't know. Let me see. But it's like the perfect. No, it's just 206.
No way.
Is Josh Naylor? If it was an answer the question's your question, but I think I got to use it now. If Cal's the big dumper, is Josh Naylor the big grumper? Yes. And he's got a big dumper of his own. I love this guy. I am all in on the big grumper. It's a perfect compliment. Hitting right after Cal hit the home run last night. But Ben Williamson was the story. He was awesome, just making play after play at third base.
Pitch to him. Swung on, line drive. Diving catch by Williamson. Superman flying through the air, snares it. And that's the second out. Tremendous play.
How good was that play late?
Which one?
From his,
the one
in
from
the
his
air.
Tush?
Yes. Like where he just, the sense of timing and golly, he just instinctively is a tremendous defensive player.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, those things don't happen unless you've got just some God-given instincts and feel for what could be, and then enough athleticism to get it done. Pretty neat.
Yeah, he's got a nice combination. You're right, of the feel, because he does play that game with that position with a lot of feel, and he combines it with some really good mechanics. And I'm sure working with Perry Hill every day doesn't hurt either. And you put all those things together, and he wins in the game last night. That ball gets by him down the left field line, probably scores 2, if not 3, and now you're either tied or down, and it just. All of a sudden, A's are coming for you. Yeah, it's a really important play that he made. I mean, maybe just as important yesterday was that everyone else lost. Astros have lost 5 in a row.
And you took 2 of 3, so 7 of 8 coming out of the All-Star break.
Yep, and they lost 5 in a row to the A's and Nationals. Like, they're not losing to the Yankees and Dodgers here. They're losing to the A's and Nationals. Mm-hmm. The Rangers lost. The Red Sox were up. If I have it right, I think the Red Sox were up 4-3 when the game was delayed in the bottom of the 9th. And then lost 5-4. So they give it up in the bottom of the 9th yesterday. I wasn't watching, but I just sort of checked it. Rays win. But other than that, Mariners 3 back in the division. Only now a half game up for the second wild card, although they're only 1 game up for the third wild. So it's really, really tight amongst all of these teams right now. You got Logan Evans tonight against Luis Severino. How do you feel about Logan going in Sacramento?
Oh, the A's are going to score more than 1 run in that park.
Mm-hmm.
You just know they are. And they went wild down in Houston, and that was great to see Luis, too, bounce back. 7 innings last night. With as gassed as things are with all these games, 17 in 17 days. Just can you get 5? Just give me 5. Give me 5 with 2 or 3 runs. Keep the team in it. Just don't have a big blow-up number. Don't let Kurtz get going. The rest of that offense, still scary. The A's team offensively, still scary to me.
And no Jacob Wilson. Is he hurt? He didn't play last night, right? Is Jacob Wilson hurt? Or is he just off last night? Because that's a different lineup without him in it.
Yeah.
Very, very different without him in it.
Oh, it looks like he's nursing a hand issue.
Good. Yeah, keep him out a couple days.
That's
I mean,
Yeah,
that helps because he's really good.
Put that hand on ice.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
A lot of great stuff from Jeff Passan today as we are now just 2 days before the baseball trade deadline. Still among my favorite days on the sports calendar. And look, Jeff likes this Mariner team and thinks that they are absolutely worth going after more and more to add to it. Here's what he says.
If they get, I think after I was on last week, Logan Gilbert went out and absolutely shoved, and then we saw 4 innings in his last start that looked like classic Logan Gilbert, and it was a little rough after that. But if they get the pitching, and if they get just another arm, maybe 2 out of the bullpen to solidify it, this is a good team. This is a team that can win the American League, and I say that more because the American League is just kind of than the fact that the Mariners are great. But, hey, you play the hand that you're dealt, and every team in the American League right now has been dealt a hand where nobody else is that much better than them that they have no excuse not to go for it at this point.
Every team is flawed. I think the more that I think about that and you rattle off all the different teams that you've seen this year, everybody, especially in the American League, feels like they've got some flaws. And you do as well, right? Some of your bullpen depth, some of the end of your roster right now, some of the challenges of inconsistencies. That's why I'd like to see, as Jeff said, 2. By Friday, we're going to see 2 new Mariners. I would co-sign on that.
Yeah, I think that's probably the right amount.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Spend a little bit more time here talking football as well. It was not a great day for the offense yesterday as the first padded practice of camp seemed to really favor the defense, which, probably makes the head coach happy. Obviously, he's a defensive guy, and he likes when his team's defense is their best
Northeast
part.
Guy, Georgia guy, defensive guy.
He is all of those things.
Baltimore guy.
Nick Emmanwori, one of the stars of practice yesterday, had a pick 6.
It was a great play. Wish he put the ball away when he caught it. But yeah, I was asking him, hey man, you having fun out here or what? Great atmosphere, competing. We're asking a lot out of him. He's playing hard, learning a lot. But good to see him make a play.
McDonald's the compliment sandwich guy. Every answer we were talking about yesterday, oh, yeah, no, it was a really great play. Now, I wish he had done this, that, and the other, put the ball away. But, yeah, how much fun is it? He answers it about everything. So here he is talking about the run game. Hey, what'd you see in the run game yesterday?
If I just gave you something, I'd just be making something up. We just, defensively, I thought we played well today in the run game. So, but that's how these things work, Offense is going to come back. There's going to be things on defense we're going to be, itching to fix, and that's how you become a better football team.
Special sauce, lettuce, cheese. I mean, he just kind of bundles it all together. Yeah, you know what I was thinking for the Nick Emmanwori, who we talked to this morning? He was great. You could feel some of his charisma. These guys from the South that have done training camps in Texas and in South Carolina and in Georgia are like, are you kidding me? This is heaven. What are these rookies thinking? What is Nick Emmanwori? This is 75 and no humidity? Sign me up for this. I'll go all day, every day, all week long, because training camp and football in this kind of weather, a whole lot more fun than it is in that suffocating death down south this time of year.
All right, there you go. That is everything you need to know, 1/4 every hour here on the Brock and Salk show.
We were in Texas 2 years ago and went out to practice the day before the game. It was like, how? How do you possibly survive this? Allison took the little heat thing, right, that you take your temperature with. In the field, the
thermometer?
The pellets were melting. It was like 150 degrees on the turf. And our producer's like, no way, buy another one. Go get another one. No, same thing. How do you do that? Yeah, these guys coming out of those environments, this must feel awfully, awfully nice.
Well, it was a great day of padded practice. Yes, of course, quarterbacks had a couple of problems. But overall, really, really good day and a lot to like from the defense. We'll discuss before we do answer the question, Jerk. So, need your questions, please. 866-979-3776. I got like 2 or 3 questions right now, Brock. It's a mess.
Come on.
So we need it. Now's the time. Ask us some questions. We'll answer them at 9:45. It's Brock and Salk, Seattle Sports on 710.
Seahawks training camp is underway.
That is music to the ears.
And nobody gives you more insider access than the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Coach McDonald sitting down with us right now. This thing on and ready for you.
Watch how the Seahawks roster comes together.
Seattle Sports training camp coverage is presented by the Landing in Renton.
Seahawks training camp on Seattle Sports on 710, the Seattle Sports app, and the Seattle Sports YouTube page.
History, it had the gold rush. Then came the oil boom, the tech boom, but right now it's the Wi-Fi boom, and Xfinity Wi-Fi is booming. Xfinity has everything you need to tap into the Wi-Fi boom with seriously powerful and seriously reliable connection. It's got 99.99% network reliability and incredibly low lag, so your streams are smoother than making a decision on what to stream. And did I mention that you can even connect to hundreds of devices so you, your kids, your parents, your poker group, and whoever else is at home can all experience the Wi-Fi boom with Xfinity. And the Wi-Fi isn't the only thing that's booming. Get the most reliable Wi-Fi and our best in-class equipment for one consistent price for 5 years guaranteed all in. Plus get unlimited data included and no annual contract, all with the 5-year price guarantee from Xfinity. Visit Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY or visit a store today. Restrictions apply, not available in all areas. New residential customers only. Select plans only. Xfinity Gateway with XFi Complete required for unlimited data except in certain areas. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report August 2024. Actual speeds vary.
Man, look at that Return of the Old King, man. Oh, wow. Emotional.
King of the Hill is back.
They got a Bob's in the airport now. Oh, that's Boba.
World has changed, Dad.
Bobby wants to bring that new girl over for dinner.
The Vegas? What the hell am I supposed to feed her?
Can't we just put some grass in a bowl?
From Mike Judge and Greg Daniels.
Ready to make some memories, Dad?
Let's freaking go.
A Hulu original series, King of the Hill. Season premiere August 4th. Streaming on Hulu.
Lowe's knows big savings make a big difference, especially when you're shopping for appliances. Hurry in to get up to 30% off select major appliances. Plus, My Lowe's Rewards members get free delivery, free haul away, free installation and parts on purchases of $2,500 or more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 7/30. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Price, delivery time, and vehicle availability may vary based on order size and location. Exclusions apply. See Lowes.com/delivery for more details.
You never get a second chance to make a first impression. Superior Linen Service. 98 years providing logoed apparel, uniforms, floor mats, linens, and more. Give us a call. We answer the phone. Superior Linen Service. Visit suplinen.com.
Immaculate greens. Unrivaled natural beauty, championship caliber conditions. Loomis Trail is the epitome of Northwest golf. With water in play on nearly every hole and tree-lined fairways, Loomis Trail provides a fantastic golf experience for those that want a challenge and those looking for a fun getaway. What round are you up for? Tee times available online at golfloomis.com. Start planning your perfect golf getaway today.
Feeling the heat? Cool off with Home Comfort Alliance. Save up to 25% on 2024 ACs and heat pumps during the final days of the warehouse clearance sale. Plus, PSC customers get AeroSeal duct sealing for as little as $99. Visit HomeComfortAlliance.com.
Bonneville International radio station contests are open to participants 18 years of age or older that are residents of Washington State unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contests are not eligible to win unless the station otherwise specifies at its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 60 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. Full general contest rules are available on seattlesports.com or in person at the station during regular business hours.
The home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Cal swinging a drive deep to right field.
Every pitch of every Mariners game is on the Seattle Sports app.
Head to T-Mobile Park August 5th through 10th as the Mariners celebrate Ichiro's induction into the National Baseball Hall of Fame. The festivities will be packed with must-have collectible giveaways, like an exclusive Funko Pop, 2004 jersey, and a replica of his Cooperstown plaque, plus his number retirement ceremony and more. It's going to be legendary.
And there it is! He's the new all-time hit king in Major League history, number 258.
Get your tickets at mariners.com/Ichiro.
Hey, golf fans, Jordan Babineau here. Get ready for an unforgettable weekend at the 2025 Boeing Classic. Come see Masters champions and Hall of Fame golfers battle it out at the club at Snoqualmie Ridge, August 8th through the 10th. Bring the whole family and check out Seahawks Village, packed with fun for all ages. Plus, celebrate 20 years of the Boeing Classic, supporting the Benaroya Research Institute at Virginia Mason Franciscan Health. It's more than just golf. It's an experience you won't want to miss. August 8th through the 10th. Tickets start at just $20 and kids get in free. Visit BlowingClassic.com for more.
Matt Coker here from West Coast Men's Health. Guys, Viagra is not the answer for your problem. I know you think it is, but Viagra has horrible side effects, and for most men, the longer you're on it, the less it works. Viagra is not a curative medication. It's not fixing your problem. It's a Band-Aid for a shark bite. Acoustic wave therapy is the newest technology that can correct your problem, not just treat it. We can do something that no pill can do. We can restore your blood flow naturally. Get off Viagra today. Change your life like the thousands of men who already have, regardless of your age or your medical history. If you're tired of dealing with Peyronie's disease or erectile dysfunction, then call West Coast Men's Health today.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
All right, answer the question, Jerk, here in 15 minutes. People coming through, Brock. Lots of good questions already. Some hard ones, some stuff I got to think about for a little bit. So, yeah, keep them coming, 866-979-3776. And, yeah, we'll answer your questions there. Went out to practice yesterday. Is it a big deal, Brock? How much farther ahead should the defense be today than the offense?
Oh, they should definitely be ahead. When you put pads on for the first kind of practice like yesterday, it would have been wholly disappointing if the offense was up and down the field. And it's funny, Salk, honestly. I knew this going in, and I'm going to try not to bore you all out there with my high school football coaching stories, and because I know that's not terribly.
You are?
I'm going to try.
What will that look
to.
like?
It will be like having a filter.
Really?
Like when the thought
have
comes.
you been trying? Just question: have you been trying so far?
Mildly.
Not really.
Well, like yesterday, we were.
Brock, it was the first thing you said today at 7 o'clock.
We were together with friends, and something came about, and the diarrhea song came to my head. And Molly's like, see, you could have stopped right there.
Right.
Like it came in your head. You don't need to continue to sing the song for the rest of us.
I would agree.
So I think when these high school football stories and thoughts and coaching start to pop in my mind, I will try to have a stronger
Do you want
filter.
a code word or something? Do you want us to say something? Do you want us to touch our ear? Like more, do you think there's anything we could do, like a little code word when the high school football stories start that we could say to just remind Brock that no one really cares?
Why don't you just start in like a Clayton coughing spell?
Each time. The problem is then I'll start making myself cough for real. And that I don't think is going to be good for anybody.
We'll figure something out.
I'll come up with a good code word for it. We'll see what we can come up with.
But living in this world a whole lot more now as a coach, and it's different. And, Hasselbeck has said this to me when he's gone into coaching, as Matt has and Tim has and these guys have. Like you start to see it a little bit differently. And we've had some practices, Salk, and obviously I'm an offensive coach, and the head coach of our team is the offensive play caller. And we've had a couple practices where the defense just overwhelmed us. Like it was just like, what? On third downs, what? How do we lose 16 of 24 third downs? That should not happen with our team. With the team yesterday, that practice yesterday, the defense should have won 16 of 24. You should have walked away from that going, geesh, that was hard.
16 of 24.
Offense.
All right,
yes.
Maura, what would you say if out of 24 plays, how many would you say the defense won yesterday?
Oof.
Let's call it 20 because Brock said 16 out of 24. Essentially 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
That the defense should have won. I mean, I'll do a little
I would
simplification
say
there
at
for
least
you.
that, yeah.
I think what it was, here's the thing about yesterday. It probably was about that ratio, honestly. In terms of successful plays, the offense had, some checkdowns, and there was a really nice screen pass to Charbonnet that was cool. Like, there were plays. I think it's that of the 8 there that you're talking about.
Nothing was dynamic.
Right. Nothing was that impressive.
Right. That's right.
And because, there were some screens and some underneath routes and some things, and they moved the ball into deep field goal range and 2-minute drill situations where they took a 45, 55-yard field goal, something like that. Like, they did some things.
Yep.
So I don't want to exaggerate it.
Yep.
But again, just being there, and I know that the quarterbacks have looked better than they did yesterday. I think the problem you run into is that, the bad plays looked real bad.
Yep.
Where it was like, oh, God, they just false started twice in a row.
Yeah.
Right? And I don't know if that's on the quarterback or not, but it feel like if the day before all I kept hearing was, oh, they're doing such a great job of, just breaking the huddle and getting all that details right. Like, well, then the next day they didn't. So that jumps out. Some of the tentative, I don't know what to do. And Milroe tentative late over the middle leads to a pick 6. And Drew Lock tentative, and then he fumbles the ball and it's on the ground and everybody's going after it.
Anyone so far, he's the one that I've seen getting it out the quickest and throwing on the run and all of that, and he even struggled yesterday.
So I think you have the double-edged problem or double problem of the bad plays looked bad, and the good plays weren't particularly incredible. They were just like, yeah, all right, that's a successful play. And so that combination, I think, led to a little all right, I know the defense is supposed to be ahead, and I'm not saying the offense isn't going to catch up. You go out there today, the offense could dominate the defense, and we see it back and forth all the time. But it did jump out yesterday pretty strongly.
I'm going to go in the old Wayback Machine. We won't be in 2025 high school coaching. We'll go back to last century, to my college playing days in 96 and 97 versus 98. Lefko was in here last week, Salk, when you were out, or 2 weeks ago, whenever that was, and I said to him, I finally am landing, I think, on why the national folks and the national narrative and the PFF grades and all of this stuff has been just suppressing the expectations of the Seahawks. And it's because of that dynamic playmaking, home run hitting ability. Where is that going to come from? In 96 and 97, I had Jerome Pathon that I could throw a go route to, and he could run by anybody, including the first-round pick from Arizona that played at Chris McAllister for a long time at a high level in the NFL with the Ravens. I felt good. Let's go. I'm going to take my chances on you. Freddie Coleman, could run a deep post and take the top off of any defense we play. Like, let's go. Let's go. Freddie Coleman. Yes, New England Patriots, boom, boom. You can do it. Get it done. In 98, that didn't happen. And at first, not that big a deal, right? Dane Looker out there catching 11 balls at Arizona State. It was just awesome. Set a school record at that point, his very first game as a Husky. And we're running this empty. I'm getting the ball out. This is great. And all of a sudden, the teams started to see what we could do and not do. And they just suppressed. And I remember playing at Oregon that year, like, where do I throw? And they're like laughing on the other side. Like, it was actually my first NFL experience when I came in the fourth quarter of a game in 2000 in Miami. And I've got Brock Marion. I can still see Sam Madison and Zach and Thomas and Jason Taylor and those guys like, good luck.
Right. Like, we know everything you're going to do, and we're going to be there.
And we have no fear. You had no speed. That team, unfortunately, was in a total kind of rebuild year, and there just was not a Joey Galloway. There was not somebody that you could feel that a defense
that's what Valdez-Scantling is supposed to be, right? That's what he's been in his career, is that deep threat. He may not be dynamic and do everything that you want as a wide receiver, but he is supposed to have that.
He is.
Is that enough?
No.
Okay.
No. Torrey Horton has got to, and honestly, he might become... And I don't know when your intriguing list is starting. I mean, we're a weekend in training camp. I got no Seahawk, intriguing list from you yet. So maybe you're not doing it.
Gun shy.
Maybe you're a little gun shy. Maybe you're a little scared.
I'm a big man. I can admit when I'm gun shy. I'm a little gun shy after Cal.
Looking for that
for
list
years, I've really been the master of the intriguing list, and now I don't know.
My emails.
Lyle, are you waiting for that list? No, I'm waiting for that list.
I think it starts on Monday or Tuesday next week.
No, it doesn't, because you're like doing something.
Well, I won't be here for the start of it, but it starts next week.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Yeah.
And I mean, MVS has some of that, but it's you've been waiting and waiting and waiting, and I get a little nervous 8 years in, like, okay, we've waited long enough. Like, that's not going to threaten. It's going to be Torrey Horton, and honestly, the more this goes, like, I will have my eye on that guy an awful lot because rookie receivers do come into this league and do make a difference.
Well, Brady told us yesterday he thinks he's going to be the primary punt returner and possibly the fourth receiver.
Yeah. I mean, and we see that around the league. That is not unrealistic to think that a very talented receiver, and this guy not get injured, he's a top 50 receiver in the league. We see rookie receivers come in and make a difference. And I will have a lot of eyes on him at practice Thursday and through training camp and these preseason games because he's going to have to be some of that, Salk. He's going to have to provide. Cooper Kupp is not that guy anymore. I don't think that is the strength of JSN's game. He's a doubles hitter.
So here's as you're talking, I'm thinking, which is rare for me, but I'm doing a little bit of thinking over here.
Thought-provoking
today. You're provoking
wow,
thought.
That's nice.
Well, it's nice when you talk about, the Seahawks instead of the Fowler team. I have a lot to, it really gets my gears turning here a little bit. By the way, there's some pretty funny tags in terms of what the word could be.
By the way, you would love to watch me coach.
Of course I would.
You would get such a little kick in your pants.
Oh, I would. But thankfully, I don't need to. I get to just hear the stories every day, so I'll be just fine. It's like I'm living it, except I don't actually have to fly there. The Seahawks are not built to threaten you that way. And so when you see them in practice, I should temper some of my expectations of what this team will look like in a practice against their defense because this offense, based on the way they've designed it and the philosophical goals they have, is not throwing on first and second down. It should be to run as often as possible to build off of the play action, and that doesn't work in a practice situation on day one.
No, it does not.
Now, that doesn't excuse why the team couldn't get out of the huddle right or lined up. All those things still happened. But I think it is fair to say, hey, this team's got to be able to run the ball. That's supposed to be the strength of the unit. You're not really going to see that in a padded practice, even in a padded practice this time of year. It takes, actual game situations. They need to be in 2nd and 5. They need to be in 3rd and 2 where you don't have to threaten somebody 60 yards downfield.
100%.
So we should be careful, and I'm calling myself out on this. I saw what I saw. I'm not going to change my view on that. But also, maybe that's okay. And I was as adamant as anyone. Move on from DK Metcalf. Move on from something that's not where to spend your resources. The only challenge I have is, okay, but then your running game better be good, and your offensive line better be good enough to actually create some of that space.
Yeah, I think if we went back to the annals of a lot of practice tape in 13, 14, 15, 16 with that elite defense, there were a lot of tough days. Now, Russ could scramble around in his prime, and he could really threaten and run, and he could also throw a deep ball. And a lot of their single post, single safety scheme allowed you to take shots and almost invited you. Yeah, go ahead, test Richard. Yeah, go ahead and test Earl. Go ahead and test those guys down the field. But there were a lot of rough days, a lot of rough days because that offense, like this one, was built on what? Win the line of scrimmage. Body blow the line of scrimmage. Wear down. Every human being has got a quit gene, right? I'm not even going to share where this came from.
Every human being has a quit gene.
Every human
It's come from your coach over there. Who knows? It could come from anywhere. Nobody knows.
It could come from a book I read.
Nobody knows. Does anybody know? Nobody was there. Nobody knows.
I can tell you where I maybe heard this or not heard it.
Could be anywhere.
Every human's got a quit gene. And
is yours strong?
Decent.
You think you have a decent quit gene?
I did quit. I had one good run on the wakeboard. I'm like, that's good.
Yeah, I'm good.
Show what I can do.
Just quit.
Got some good video. Got some good pictures. That kind of my need.
Okay, we're good here.
I don't really need to hurt myself anymore.
You think I have a good quit gene?
Don't touch me, bro.
I can quit. I can quit with the best of them. Absolutely.
Don't touch me, bro.
I know when to quit. Generally when you're ahead.
Yeah, this offense, like the offenses in 12, 13, 14, it's built to find your quit gene, and it's not going to happen in a real pretty manner very many times. It's going to be Breno wearing you down. It's going to be Marshawn wearing you down. It's going to be running right at you.
I mean, that's all fine until it's Jalen Sundell wearing you down. Like, you just... It's why I keep coming back to it. I can kind of live with all the other problems and challenges, but the offensive line is going to have to be better than it looks.
What did you see with the ones yesterday when they won ones-on-ones? Who was it? It's obviously Olu, who had a good one-on-one drill, right? Who was it right guard to start yesterday?
I don't know.
They were rotating through?
They were rotating a lot. I don't. I saw Sundell.
Bradford's belly.
Yeah,
Haynes.
Christian Haynes. I mean, they were all over there.
Is my old man Cable Dew getting any run?
I didn't see Cable Dew. I don't know. But you know what they say, Brock? If you've got 4 guards, it's better than 1. I mean, like,
what they say and answer the question?
The more guards you can have at one position, the better you are, certainly in the NFL. Let's answer some questions.
This is Brock and Salk's Answer the Question, Jerk.
Keep asking questions. Come on, I'll answer them. Come on, I'm here. I'm going to answer your questions, dang it.
Answer the question, jerk!
Well, don't just stand there. Answer the question, jerk!
All right, we got some questions today. Lots of them. Let's see what we got from the people. Jerks, if you could if you could vacation in one place for the rest of your life, including retirement, considering travel time, weather, etc., where would it be?
Italy.
Really?
Yeah. Never been.
But you're ready to go there every year?
I got a lot to discover. Yes, I got a lot to discover. If it's 5 years, 10 years, 40 years.
I mean, nice thing about Italy, to grant your point, it does have everything. You got mountains, you got
a bunch of gambos down in Sicily.
Yep.
I got Lake Como.
Yep.
I got Rome. I got Florence. I got Venice.
You got the Amalfi Coast.
The Amalfi Coast.
Yeah.
I get up north.
Yeah.
Tuscany. I got everything.
Great food, lots of different types of food.
I stand by my answer.
It's a good answer.
Sight unseen, Italy.
I'll still go with Maui, but yeah, it's a good answer.
Thanks.
It's a good answer.
I get paid to answer questions.
Do you? I thought you got paid to ask questions.
Both.
Paid to talk about your high school football team. Hey, Salk, this is Eric, the kid you met at the ice rink. My name is not Eric. It is Sam. But anyways, do you think it is do you think he lied to me about his name, or do you think I screwed it up?
I think you screwed it up.
That's probably true. And Eric and Sam are 2 names that I screw up Eric and Sam, and I screw up Chris and Scott.
So do you kind of come into the Iceplex groggy? Like, do you take a nap in the car sometimes? Like, you drop her off, like,
no.
Fall asleep and let me come in a little groggy?
No, why?
You come in hot all the time? Alert?
I think I'm fairly alert.
Doesn't sound like it.
Well, I forgot the name the next day. I was so taken aback.
You saw him wake up from a nap in Arizona. He could go from his house to the Iceplex and still be half asleep. Like, he's very groggy.
Remember that?
It was like a bear coming out of hibernation.
45 minutes.
That was because I didn't actually get enough sleep.
Oh, yeah. It was only a 4-hour nap.
Anyways, do you think it's a bullpen arm or a starter or a third baseman that could bring them to top the Astros? I mean, I think in the order, bullpen arm 1, third baseman 2, starter 3.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a second bullpen arm 3 and starter 4.
Yep.
Yeah. Jerks, do people still find it odd when Mora shows up to Seahawks practice on her paddleboard, or are they used to it by now? It was, I will say, yesterday it was a little weird.
Was it?
But, I mean, understandable. There's a lot of traffic on the east side. Brock 405's a mess.
Right.
And so, yeah, Mora kind of cuts that out.
Is she in a bathing suit? Or
obviously, yeah. Yes. I mean, that part's weird because no one else is. But her showing up on the paddleboard just saves time. I mean, I think everyone gets that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, Lefko likes paddleboarding just as much as I do. Why isn't he getting this?
Does he do it on dates?
He said he went on one. He told us because Brock asked last week, and he said it was apparently a really bad date.
It was abysmal.
Does he have the body to pull off bathing suit on a first date?
I don't know.
He strikes me as so.
I bet he does. He spends a lot of time in the gym. I bet. I mean, he's single, so he's got to work on it.
He doesn't have a Lyle body.
No, you do.
I mean, who does?
But I could see like, hey, I mean, again, if you've got it, you want to get to bathing suit time as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm. Lyle, you a paddleboarder?
Nah, I don't know if I've ever done it, to be honest.
Swimmer?
I used to swim a lot. In the last year, I haven't had as much time, but yeah, I like to swim in the pool.
Jerks.
Good workout. I don't know what you want me to tell you.
No, it's not about you.
Easy.
Wow. Whoa. Jeez. So defensive.
It's a great workout, and I hate it. Oh, exhausting. You like swimming, Salk?
No. Hell no.
What's your
I
best
hate
stroke?
The breaststroke.
Me too.
Just kind of toddle around doing the breaststroke. Maybe a side stroke. I don't mind a little side stroke.
Cherry in the basket.
Yeah.
Cherry in the basket.
A little elementary backstroke now and again. Jerks, if you had to officiate a sport or game, which one and why?
You know what you'd be horrible at? The butterfly.
Oh, it's impossible. Is there anything in the world dumber than the butterfly stroke?
I think I'd pay good money to watch you butterfly stroke.
I'm in trouble and I need to escape here in the water. What should I do? Thrash around like an animal doing the butterfly. Who the hell created this? The dumbest thing in the world. The freestyle, okay, or like the crawl, yeah, get you there fast.
Sure.
Breaststroke saves time and energy. Backstroke is kind of a different way to move, alter things up for your body so that you're using different muscles. Oh, let's thrash around like a maniac and see how far we can go and how tired we'll get.
Get your back to contort.
The stupidest thing in the world. So stupid.
I'm sorry. What was the question?
I don't know. What was the question?
It was a good one. I just totally derailed it. What
You
was
did.
it?
I don't know. I forgot now. I think I deleted it. Hold on. Here we go. Let's see. Oh, yeah, Jerks. If you had to officiate a game, what would you want to officiate? I think probably basketball.
Probably track. It's all laser time.
Shoot the gun and you're good.
Yeah. Definitely not basketball.
Really?
Oh, block charge?
Yeah, it's all right. You just make a call, and then you get to do it with great gusto. No. We got him with the body. Go down the other way. Yeah.
I don't want any part of that. People are mean to refs.
I mean, yeah, but if you have to do one, I think ump's really hard. Plus, you got to know all the rules of baseball.
Oh, yeah.
So challenging. I played golf the other day with a guy from South Africa, really nice guy. He's been, I think, in the States since 2002. And he likes baseball. I was like, so how long did it take you to learn baseball? And he's like, I still don't understand it. He's like, I'm trying, but every day, like, something new comes up that I'm like, wait, what?
Yep.
And no one can really explain it to him. And so, like, he went out and played softball with his friends. And, like, they were like, yeah, just figure it out. Because nobody could explain the game to him.
Football's fast.
I mean, maybe the one we were just talking about, maybe swimming. You just have to make sure they stay in their lane.
Similar to track.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
I'll go basketball, though.
Is hockey hard to officiate?
Well, you have to skate.
Really fast.
I mean, you got to be able to skate really well.
you have to learn to, like, balance yourself on the boards and get out of their way.
Yeah. You got to be
might
pretty
get
quick.
hit.
Yeah. And then as a linesman, you got to go break up the fights.
I'd probably go with tennis, to be honest. You just have to call balls in or out, and if you get it wrong, there's technology to flip it around. Because they actually care about getting calls right, unlike baseball.
Tennis players freak out on them a lot, though, too.
Of course, the nice thing about tennis is that there are lines that they're trying to get right, as opposed to a vague area that has gray.
Gosh, you hate umpires.
They're awful. Like,
they're human beings too, Lyle.
I'll ask the same question I've asked before, though. Do you think if John McEnroe played today, he would have anything to get mad about?
No.
But he would. Don't you think he'd find a way to get mad?
Sure.
But, like, think of how ridiculous it would be. He's yelling at the umpire. They're like, dude, you're seeing where it is.
Correct.
I love over the years when he's been on those broadcasts now, and when they go to the review, it's like, man, it's so great they have these reviews now.
It's so funny. Lyle, I wish you had watched McEnroe in his day. That guy was hilarious to watch. He would get I don't think anyone's ever thrown tantrums as consistently and as like large as his.
Gosh, he was a baby.
I loved him. So fun. My dad hated him.
Yes. All right, you got one more?
I got tons more.
Okay.
Let's see. Jerks. Brock, this one's for you.
Yeah.
What is that thing called that you measure temperature with?
What did I say? Thermometer?
You didn't say anything. Oh. No, you couldn't come up with the name. Yeah. Kind of funny. Jerks. Of all the small inconveniences you experience on a daily or weekly basis, what's just one that bothers the heck out of you? Well, we only have a minute or two left of the show. I don't have time to answer this. I'll leave it to you guys. That's a full show for me.
I mean, when you land 25 minutes early and you get to the gate 25 minutes late, that's probably, as a traveler, that one gets you. That one gets you.
See, those things don't bother me as much as the people around me.
Yeah.
Like, I can live with that. Like, all right, there's a delay. That sucks. It's annoying. For me, it's like, why is this guy trying to get in front of me? We're all going to the same, those things bother me so much more.
How about the football brilliance on the sidelines at a practice?
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, well, you see what's happening there. Let me tell you. There's a vertical switch release there.
You see that 5 technique, or was that a 2 eyes?
You go 3 tech. Yeah, 5 tech, 3 tech. Yeah. I really know the game. Competitive football watching. Any chances, here's a text, any chances of extending Josh Naylor, or is he gone after we win the World Series? Whatever you do, keep that trident away from him. He wants no part of that thing. Keep it away from him. We got to go. We will be back tomorrow morning. I'm working on, I don't want to tell you because I don't know if it's going to happen yet, but if it happens, it'll be cool. Yep. And then Mike McDonald's going to be on the show on Thursday. We're going to go down for practice and chat with Mike McDonald.
Love it.
We got to get out of here. We will see you guys tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Until then, Brock the Hay.
Barn.
See you, everybody.
Get to the chopper!
Bump and Stacy, weekdays 10 to 2.
I'll start with the biggest storyline. I mean, it's Sam Darnold, right?
Yeah, it's got to be Sam. When you get into training camp, this is when you really make this thing yours. And I compared it to like religion. Like, you just got to have faith, dog. Like, that's the only way. You can feel it sometimes, depending on what you believe in. You can see it sometimes, but you don't really know. You got to have faith.
Bump and Stacy, weekdays 10 to 2 on Seattle Sports, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
There's a sink at the brink and a drain that's a pain.
DayandNight.net.
You got a pipe with a leak, water's reaching its peak.
DayandNight.net.
Your old water heater, she's starting to peter.
DayandNight.net.
The throne's not too well, and ooh, does it smell?
DayandNight.net.
Have a clogged drain, water heater issue, or plumbing repair, and wish you could get a second opinion? Maybe it's sticker shock, or you'd like to know your options. Hi, I'm Bruce, General Manager of Day and Night Plumbing and Heating. Don't feel trapped. Do the smart thing and get a second opinion. Day and Night will provide you with a fair and honest quote, explain all your options, and help you with the right solution. Give us a call or visit dayandnight.net. I guarantee you, whether Day and Night is your first choice or smart second opinion, we'll work harder than anyone to earn your trust.
DayandNight.net.
Hey golf fans, Jordan Babineau here. Get ready for an unforgettable weekend at the 2025 Boeing Classic. Come see Masters champions and Hall of Fame golfers battle it out at the club at Snoqualmie Ridge, August 8th through the 10th. Bring the whole family and check out Seahawks Village, packed with fun for all ages. Plus, celebrate 20 years of the Boeing Classic, supporting the Benaroya Research Institute at Virginia Mason Franciscan Health. It's more than just golf. It's an experience you won't want to miss. August 8th through the 10th. Tickets start at just $20 and kids get in free. Visit BlowingClassic.com for more.
Why'd I go to the doctor? One day at the firehouse, I was so lightheaded I could barely stand. Even my crew noticed. Getting checked out was the right call. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit NoTimeToWait.com, sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-486-9600. That's 800-486-9600.
You've heard the saying, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. Since 1926, my family's been helping local businesses make great first, second, and long-term impressions. We know how to make your company look good with quality uniforms, logoed apparel, floor mats, linens, and more. If you're paying for linen service or doing it yourself, let's have the conversation. The information and quote are free, but the savings and service can really add up. Visit suplinen.com. Superior Linen Service. It's what we do.
When businesses thrive, communities score. That's why Bank of America is the official bank of FIFA World Cup here in Seattle. And our more than 95 local business specialists are ready to help your business win. What would you like the power to do? Learn more at bankofamerica.com/local business. Bank of America, official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America Corporation, all rights reserved.
Need a break from everything? Escape to a place where anything is possible and the fun never stops. At Silver Reef Casino Resort, you'll discover world-class dining, championship caliber golf, and so much more. Come join the fun and see why we've been consistently rated one of the region's top destinations. Visit silverreefcasino.com to book your stay and discover all the exciting events and promotions we have in store for you. Silver Reef Casino Resort, located off I-5, exit 260.
Find out more at silverreefcasino.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.